such a suck.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it because when it was in the 90s, it wasn't really actually produced very well.
Oh, fuck. Hey, Kliga, there's a game here for you. Or rather, category, IRL. Maybe you can fight people in that and stream it.
Yes, finally.
But yeah, if I'm not very much mistaken, Bryan Cranston is playing Zordon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like the best Zordon ever.
You guys have to stop supporting these movies straight up.
Mate.
If I
Hollywood will
like-
keep doing it. They'll keep
Gotta
producing this
Audio
recycled
is
trash.
live. I'm just hearing back on the dashboard, mate.
I know it's
That's
live.
fine.
I did that
Okay,
on purpose.
Yeah, I anticipated this whole conversation going live.
I got your entire spiel in that funny voice about the 90s.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's quality.
All right. Yeah, come on, switch it on, people. Let's go.
I'm not finished. I'm joking.
With
Randy,
your
you
life?
got Power Rangers.
We are live. So Twitch peoples, we are just waiting for Stevens to turn on the cams, basically.
Cams are already on.
Oh, well, there he goes. All right.
Yeah.
Delays. Such production value. All right, so we're totally live. We should say hello to everyone. Hello,
Yeah,
everyone.
probably.
Oh my god. Her.
We were just talking about the Power Rangers movie and how awesome it's going to be, regardless of production value, because that is the nature of the Power Rangers.
It has nothing to do with production value. It's the whole Hollywood attitude of, hey, let's just find these old IPs that people are nostalgic about and just write movies in them instead of coming up with new IP.
Well, for the
Yeah,
for the record, Power Rangers, even the original series on TV, was recycled IP. The fight scenes were all like a recreation of, I think, a Japanese show / manga, I believe. And then all the parts where they're not fighting was what the Americans added into the show.
Classic Americans.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so welcome back to Stars Without Number.
And on that
Terra.
note.
Yeah. Segway. I'm going to get one of those shitty, like...
Actually, I'd like to re-roll as the Red Ranger.
I was about to say, Ellis is probably about to get killed by the Megazord just for
What was the little robot's name? That
Yeah.
The little round head thing. Wasn't it like Daft Punk as a kid? Can't remember.
Mate, can I re-roll as Daft Punk?
No.
And for chat, Kluger is Ellis. He's the one that looks like a hipster.
That's true.
is a hipster.
The bush ranger with a haircut. That's him.
Not even, bro.
Like, you're looking a little bit too well groomed to be a hipster.
My beard was getting out of control, mate.
Yeah.
Even for me.
Apparently, there's a game in New York that they play homeless or hipster.
Yeah. I have heard of this. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look, it's actually pretty easy to tell. That's just the game. That's just mean spirited. That game.
No, the images they showed, I genuinely didn't know.
You know, the internet lies, Steve.
Bring out the Megazord.
Okay, so Llama.
All right, I think we're playing the game for real because we're a little short on time. So look,
Yep.
end pre-show, I guess.
And scene. Okay, end pre-show, begin actual show. So Stars Without Number is the thing that we're doing. I think we should just get straight into it. And if you're not sure what's going on, there is at least a couple of hours worth of shows you can go back and watch on our YouTube channel. But
Links
for
down
those,
below.
yeah, links down below. But for those of us who forget what happened a fortnight ago, let's quickly rehash. We've got Guy Powers, Ellis, Al Ordan, and Arik Osborne, who are on a alien structure that's inside an asteroid that's covered in ice. It's they're investigating an energy signature that was picked up way back closer to the inner of the system, back towards Ether Prime, which is the colonized world in this system. They still haven't fully confirmed what this energy source thing is, but it probably has something to do with where they're at and what they're doing and all of this sort of fun stuff. They've discovered two humanoids, one looks like a human. The other is like a tentacle-faced human, because tentacles have to be in this game because I am the GM. And they were locked inside this, like, what do we call it? Like a gyroscopic sort of, carnival ride thing.
It seemed to
that's
be
in a-
some sort of
Hang on.
stasis
I wonder if you can
gyroscope.
get away with calling it a Dyson sphere. Let me have a look.
Isn't a Dyson sphere a thing that captures solar energy around a sun?
That's correct, but I think I've seen it used to explain a few other things.
Okay. Well, it's effectively one of those cool things that they sit in and they test your G forces in at NASA and stuff. Not the one that spins around like, but one of those spherical ones. Anyway, 2 bodies strapped into this thing, which is hooked into the middle of this system, this station. This station is sort of built around this unit, which is very interesting. Not sure what its purposes are. And then Ellis is hacked into the mainframe power system with a power cable from the ship that's sort of parked on the outside of the asteroid, and he's sort of giving this station like auxiliary power juice sort of thing, and has been able to bring 80% of systems back up to operational, enough that life support kicked in, even though 2 of them are still wearing suits. Aric's suit is fucked. It is wholly and broken. He copped a stray bullet from Guy Powers in a fight against a couple of drones. Hey, this summary is going really well, by the way. Yeah, so look, the powers come back on. The tentacle-faced alien woman, they're both women. These humanoids. The alien-faced, tentacle-faced woman was speaking telepathically to Ellis. Said a few very cryptic things towards the end of last session. Things like, "You must finish what we started," and "It's yours now."
Yeah.
I think that was the other phrase that she uttered telepathically before she died. And Guy Powers attempted some sort of alien CPR without knowing anything about this alien's anatomy. So that was God bless him. He's such a he's in it for the glory.
You might have been breathing into her sex organ.
Oh, I don't know if he was applying mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Well, I almost hope so.
I'm going to touch her chest and try and get that thing started again. But to be fair, it wasn't in any sort of sexist manner. It was literally him trying to, "Come on, stay with us," be that glory hog that he is, which is good, true to form. So the end point of that scene was, I'm fairly certain you've got a dead alien on the floor, on this gangplank in the middle of this thing. You've got this woman who doesn't speak Nova Terran, right? She's a humanoid woman, but she's speaking another language, and she's frightened and scared. And I think Arik and Guy tried to calm her down, and she's sort of calm, but not really. She's like, "Who the fuck are you guys? What's going on? Where am I?" sort of thing. She's a bit of a loose cannon, to be honest, right? So she's sort of there with Guy and Arik inside this gyrosphere on the plank, the gangplank that connects from the outside walkway, and Ellis is at the main console on the outside of this room, looking through the window in at these people. He's was operating the console, but as this alien died, the language that he had picked up telepathically, the ability to interpret the alien language had whittled away to mere fragments. There is a residual effect, but he's not able to read like full sentence stuff anymore. And we started to hear some explosives or rumblings of explosions and stuff, like obviously coming from outside the station. I think that's where we left off. Is there anything else that you guys want to add at this point for summary? Yes.
I would like to go
okay.
Just a minor thing is that I did enter the room just before all the explosions happened and stuff.
You came back into the...
I came back in to try and like comfort and help the surviving alien.
Okay, good call. So the 3 of you are in the gangplank.
Yeah, we all ended up back together. That's my only minor thing. But everything else, that was an amazing summary.
Yeah, that was not too bad.
It's pretty
Guy?
good. I would like to retcon that we all speak Nova Terran Creole.
This is gonna be how you want to talk about it from now on.
Look, I can't even keep up with like a regular accent. So
I'm happy to retcon that the miners all speak Creole.
That'd be hot.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that.
you mean all the miners that are now dead from the explosion a couple of episodes ago?
To be fair, it's not all of the miners. It's definitely a lot of, the mining faction exploded back on Frank Edgeworth's, mining ship.
Edgeworth. But also keep in mind that Creole does not necessarily mean like exactly how the folks in the Expanse speak. Creole is just a generic term for like a colloquial, smushed together language.
What is so it's like that? You should totally just have those like clipped onto the side of your face, because every spacesuit has lights in your fucking face in the helmet for some reason. I don't understand.
So the camera can see you better.
You know what? If you got the light here, it's not in the face at all. It's
No,
actually
but
okay.
that's fine. That's fine.
No, like there's a one that projects inwards all the time.
Oh,
like,
right. Yeah, well, Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly.
How else
I
are you going to
need
see the
internal
utter
lights.
looks of fear on Sandra Bullock's face in that movie that had no meaning?
Exactly. Look, if you have a light coming down your forehead, your brow sort of protects your eyes, and that's fine. I could deal with that. But up, that's not flying, buddy. Nothing.
It looks better though.
But there's even these ones. I'm just firing up my flashlight. There's even these ones that are just like on the side of your face. Like I'm doing this, I can barely see anything anymore. So that is shit. Anyway,
just sci-fi wave it away. It somehow just works.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're using non-interrupting photons.
There you go. They run at the exact same frequency as we perceive light. So
Actually, all our eyes have been galvanized with antiprotons. So fine.
Right.
That's
I thought they just matched the refresh rate of the flicker of the light to
That's
our actual.
No, we're talking two different technologies here, man. That's analog. Analog trying to interface with digital. No, you're gonna have to reverse the polarity if you want any chance of getting that going.
I tried that last night, but I think I was doing it wrong. Anyway, so look, let's
many llamas.
yeah, many llamas. All right. So that's the thing. I want us to skim through a lot of stuff tonight. I want us to get back into a point where we can maybe launch a new quest. We're so close to finishing this one. So I'm not just to put it out there. I'm not expecting a lot of role play. I'm expecting us to make some decisions and move quickly through this stuff. I'm happy to go to some table talk moments and stuff like that. But if it's cool, let's try and zoom out of character a little bit and get into the what are we going to do next sort of state of mind.
Cool.
Kind of more like let's get third person instead of first person, if
Yep.
that makes sense. Does that make sense? Is that a good analogous explanation of what I want?
I think we feel you.
3RD person RP. Let's do it.
Okay, so basically the situation is kind of critical. We're not sure how long this energy is gonna, like the power in this station is gonna last. You don't know how much power you've sucked out of the vigilante to power the station so far. There is still no clear indicator of what the energy signature is. You've got a dead alien, you've got a freaked out woman. What do you guys want to do?
First point would probably get Guy back to our ship to get it ready to leave. Unless we wanted to try and extract as much as possible, and then...
But is destruction imminent? Like, as we...
Not confirmed.
Okay, so there's just rumblings and stuff going on.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I think first port of call would be to get everyone back to the ship and make sure we can at least run it so we can get away when we need to.
But also, look, Guy has been to a lot of workplace sexual harassment seminars, okay? And he feels like we probably shouldn't be kidnapping this woman.
Okay, well then, my presumption is that because this thing looks like something bad's happening, she
Yeah.
would want to come with us.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's up to her and Space Master.
I would say we could try to mime it in our best
Okay.
possible way to come with us
Yeah.
because it looks like the ship's going to go down.
Let's play Pictionary. Let's do it.
So, you guys are going to try and persuade her that everything's cool. So I'm going to let you guys figure out who's got the strongest persuade, and if someone wants to support that persuade, the supporting role can give a +1 to the lead.
I have a 1 in persuade.
+1.
I have -1 in persuade, but
Oh fuck! Why do I have a -1 in persuade?
So, in this case, I would suggest. I mean, one of you guys can roll support. So you
Okay.
guys have a choice.
look, I
And
may
then-
as well try.
Does charisma help at all?
It's a charisma roll, so it'll be like persuade plus charisma mod.
Then I should probably do it.
Probably.
All right.
What's
Go
your,
on.
what's your charisma, dog?
Nah, mine's are just flat. So.
He talks to machines. Remember?
Yeah. Look, I don't want to be presumptuous, but okay.
But look, Ellis is he is like just generally approaching this with a certain level of like protectiveness, I guess. Like he's feeling this innate sorrow and wants to help this whatever
Right, so
it is.
let me do this. Let me let Guy roll,
But yeah, no, Guy can still roll.
and he gets a +1 for Ellis's general good heart.
Oh yeah.
So if you get a like a 7 to and a 10, then it's a +1 to RX next roll, and if you get 11 or a 12, it's a +2.
So I'm rolling persuade.
Yeah.
With a
Yeah.
+1.
And
Yeah.
you're like sort of channeling Ellis's good vibes of like trying to like make sure that she's cool, because he doesn't really know how to project energy onto anyone else outside of the crew.
I gotcha.
Oh what? Dang, that's brutal.
So that was with a +1 and a charisma modifier. Okay. So it is a skill check. If you're an expert, you can re-roll it, but it's early in the game.
Hang on, the charisma modifier, that should be automatic though, right?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no, it was all
Okay,
counted.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's fine.
unless it is on if you chose charisma as the attribute that it's attached to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can re-roll if you want, but that's your re-roll
It's
for
only-
the
it's-
hour.
Nah,
It's
see how
only,
it plays
it's only
out.
to help. So
Okay.
Arik.
I'll roll. I can't find my window. There it is. Charisma and no modifiers, right? Not assisted.
No.
11.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Mate.
Don't need that assist.
Right.
Why do we
So
even bother?
I'm all up in
So
the
she-
charisma.
So she sees the three of you showing, non-violent signs of non-violence and signs of like, we're as freaked out as you are. Who the fuck are you? And so she's starting to calm down a bit, which is good. Arik's charade skills are above average, and he's been able to
Look,
convince her.
She's training for the annual Nova Terran Charade Championship, so it's fresh in his mind.
He presides over those, actually. You see.
Okay, I got it.
So she calms down, and she nods, and she keeps talking like quietly, as if she expects you to understand what she's saying. She's definitely lost her edge of fear and loose cannonness. She's looking at the two of you with suits and looking at Arik without his suit, and she points at you and like gestures to follow her, and she leaves the gang, like she walks past everyone, past the gangplank, goes out, around the wall, the walkway around the wall, and she like, in what seems to be like a sheer panel of the wall, she like presses a thing and a cupboard opens and there's like spacesuits in there. So she jumps into one, she suits up, and there are no internal lights inside the helmet at all.
Beautiful. Okay.
Who'd have thought that would be the case?
Are they slimming compared to our spacesuits?
I would assume they're
no,
form-fitting.
she looks really fat and ugly. No, look,
I'm
I
more
think
upset about myself.
okay, yourself. No, well, see, you've already got a suit. It's actually Arik and her that are going to be donning these alien suits.
All right.
So,
We already have functional suits.
Arik, I would
Oh,
like you to add
excuse
to
me.
your equipment list. You have one unidentified alien vac suit.
One unidentified. What suit?
A vac like
suit.
VA double vacuum suit.
Yep.
So one thing I want you to know about that is that it probably contains some weird tech that you've yet to establish what it does or anything like that. So
Can I accidentally on purpose shoot Guy back?
maybe.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'll.
Yeah.
Then I can do whatever I want in retaliation.
Yeah, exactly. I'll probably not play the pissing game
That's
just yet.
true.
So okay, so that's cool. So you guys have suited up, and she's obviously like understanding, like let's get out of here and stuff. What next?
Every man for himself getting back onto the ship. I would suggest Guy go back considering he's a pilot.
That suggestion. Sorry, I talked over you there.
That's
Every
okay.
man for himself to
And
treat this lady to a nice time. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would suggest Guy go first, considering he is captain and well, not captain, but pilot. Unless Alice needs to open the doors again.
we'd probably just all go like single file meta and just all go back together,
Hang
wouldn't
on.
we?
Why are we concerning ourselves with the manner in which we're going back, and not at all with the fact that the doors maybe won't open because they shut behind us?
That's what I said.
Yeah, we'll try to go back. So wait, are we trapped in the current room?
No.
I didn't think so. But the
Tell
main
me what-
door's locked. The main door's
You
locked.
guys want to go back to that main room where the fight happened and the console was and all of that stuff?
Yeah, I would say so.
At
And
least
then try and make
initially,
our way
yeah.
back outside from there.
As you guys make your way to that room, there are more rumblings outside. They're less violent than before, but needless to say, they're concerning. Whether or not they're like weapons or something exploding or smaller asteroids just colliding with the structure, it's yet to be determined. As you guys come around to the main console area, you notice that that hack point and stuff like that is starting to spark,
Uh-oh.
which it wasn't doing before. And you notice that all of the screens, everyone would notice all of the screens and stuff are sort of like flickering, like the content is still there, but it's kind of like, you know, VHS tracking is out of whack sort of thing. Yes. I like it. I'm gonna make a tally of every time that Guy Powers says yes. I think I figured it out. It's when I make an 80s reference.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think he says yes.
All right,
Every
so
time you say VHS,
Yeah. VH, yes.
VHS, the VH best.
look, I had possibly been thinking maybe of trying to scan outside and like if we could scan from here and figure out what was going on out there, but
Actually, I was going to
it's all
ask,
broken, so
in conjunction with that, do we have a means, maybe Ellis does with his fancy tools, have a means of getting a remote readout on the status of our ship?
Sure, I'm sure he's got the means to do that.
my compad might have a remote connection.
Do you have computers? No, you don't.
No.
I think I do.
Let's have a quick look.
I have computer. I
yeah,
am trained
you
in
have
computer.
Did okay, so you wouldn't
Chat
all right.
knows.
What did chat say?
It's gonna be a big fucking tally.
Let me have a quick look, Ellis, mate. I need you to, mate, Ellis.
Yeah.
I just need you to. I think if you roll me a tech astronautic, you're going to get as much details as you can out of like a systems check on the vigilante, right? That's what you want to do.
Yep. With wisdom or int?
Wisdom.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a pal.
It's like a perception thing, right?
It was.
Hey, nice, cool. So you can see that energy is critical on the ship.
Yeah.
You can see that there is no reported damage. or anything like that. Like systems are looking fine. It's just got a low battery.
Yeah.
How much of the system are you feeling like you're accessing by this check?
It would just be like kind of your main readouts, like sheet 1 of a spreadsheet, like all the main system readouts, you know, just like a status check.
No worries.
Well, I suppose, unless I do some Uber check and... Look, I don't want to metagame this.
Make a luck roll, bro.
I don't know how
I'm
to...
on fire tonight, by the way. I think just FYI.
Ah, you know,
Holy crap! Okay, so
Now who's on
as
fire?
you're flicking through the data that's sort of coming in via your very limited sort of screen and on your Metatool comms unit thing, there is another ship's signature that's been picked up.
I knew it.
It's not in CQR, so it's all good. I picked that up from the Expanse.
I don't know what that actually means.
Close quarter range.
Okay, so it's far away. Basically.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's what is it? It's not actually CQR. I just made that up on the spot, but it's something like that. It's like it means close quarter combat. You idiot. So it actually is. Anyway, so totally a thing. CQC, yeah, exactly. I can't remember what it is. I just ran with it. I'm borrowing. I'm stealing from the Expanse everywhere we go now.
Dude,
I'm
that
doing
hair
it.
though. We're gonna have to go
Which
belted
one?
detective hair.
Oh man, he's such a great character.
It's pretty good.
But look,
He's always doing this. He's always doing this. I can't do it. I don't have his lips, but he's always got this pout going on. Anyway, so he's so good. You know what I'm talking about too. He's always like all the fucking time.
Real surly.
Brush your teeth. It's probably just furry. All right. So
I would mention this. Like, I imagine we're like on our way to the main room, or like just crew.
you're
like,
in the
I
main
don't
room
know.
by now because you've noticed all of the
Yeah.
weird shit happening.
I would probably just say I'd announce the information I found. So I'd mention to the crew that ship's drained and we'll possibly need to reverse the polarity and suck the power back out of this station to get us up and running again. And that our ship's picking up another ship signature within long range scanning distance.
Okay, Arik,
You.
knowing what these guys' quest is, I am gonna just make a suggestion here. I hope you don't mind, but I would say that Arik would probably be a bit worried or concerned that you actually haven't answered the brief yet. As in, go investigate the strange energy signature.
Yeah.
You're in an alien space station. Okay, that is interesting, but is that answering the question? And I think Arik, being the bureaucrat, being the guy who reads people's reports and, you know, does the rubber stamping, would be a bit annoyed if you guys came back and didn't answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to plant that a little bit just to guide. I hope not to meta game you or god mode you or anything, but I'm just wanting to, because I think this is a really critical piece of the story that I need you guys to unfold, and then we can sort of skedaddle.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Cool.
Arik certainly would have that mentality. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't disagree. So as you guys kind of come up to the door to leave,
It's probably not to leave as such, but like just get the ship ready is more the intent in case there was some like shit was going to go down.
What does
But do we
what
have...
does everyone's character think is happening?
good question.
That's actually that is actually a good question.
Happy to role play it for like a brief minute if you want, or keep it
You
short.
mean happening right
Oh, wait.
now in terms of the rumbling and the whatnots?
Yeah, because I was hearing like self-destruct being thrown around or something like that.
I was
Is
thinking
that-
asteroid shower, considering we're in a belt
Okay.
anyway.
Okay.
Well, Ellis has just like announced to the room that the rumblings are probably. Is it safe to presume the rumblings are from the other ship's approach? No,
I'd say Ellis couldn't make that
couldn't make
determination.
that distinction. Okay, cool.
Did
Well,
Alice
the
announce
fact
the
is,
ship
there's
thing?
another ship making an approach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we can make some. We can infer some things from that if we choose.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, Guy is just thinking. It could be dangerous to take off right now.
Yeah. Perhaps should we hunker down in here just for a little while and see if it passes?
I think we need to figure out what the hell this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a
it a
station?
station?
Is it a ship
the-
itself? Or what? Can we use it to get out of here somehow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or can we take it with us or something?
meta note.
Mm-hmm.
She, that dead alien who's you left in that room, she has transferred or initiated data transfer. So
Oh, that's
I'll
right. Our
go
ship's
back-
sucking up data right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she did this telepathic data transfer thing somehow.
we-
Science fiction.
We knew
And,
that, didn't we?
No,
Already.
that was just me that knew that.
Oh, Alice knew
I,
that.
I,
Okay.
I haven't said that. I haven't mentioned that though.
So Ellis, in that check that you did of the systems and stuff, you would
Yeah.
see that it's like 90, sort of 80, 90% complete, but it's still got like 10 or 15 minutes to go or something.
Yeah.
Well, you know, 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not ready yet. It's got a little bit of time to go.
Sure. So Ellis doesn't mention that, but probably as Guy's saying, look, we should probably figure out what's actually going on. Probably see Ellis kind of shake his head and wake up a bit because he's been so engulfed with what's just happened with the whole psychic experience that he's had for the first time in his life, really.
And not long ago, like within the last hour, you were knocked out in that other room when you
Yeah.
first went in there and stuff. So
So Ellis is like in a fair amount of trauma right now, and then you say we haven't actually, like, let's find out what this actually is, and he kind of shakes his head and double takes, and then nods solemnly and says, "I guess we don't actually know where the energy has come from. We might need to keep looking. We may as well while we're waiting for this ship to pass."
Yep.
Number 2.
So just to give you guys some seeds to roll with a little bit here, maybe think about in your investigation what usually might generate strange energy.
A ship's
And then-
core
Perhaps, yeah.
or a power core of
hang
some
on.
sort.
Do we have any idea what sort of energy it is? Is it like some sort of, a radiation, something residual? Is it a frequency? Could it be a form of communication?
So we never really specified that, but what we did, going back to what was the other guy's character's name when James was playing? Calloway. So Calloway, with his like super intense nerd powers on the computer, he was able to identify, like, remember the sensor sweep that knocked out the ship, pulled in a shit ton of data, and I guess you guys still have a lot of that data. He managed to identify there was some sort of energy signature, so it was definitely sort of a residual sort of signature thing. It wasn't like a transmission, and it wasn't like a usual engine. Sorry, it wasn't like a radiation thing. It was, he inferred that it was potentially related to an engine, but it was alien in its makeup, so he was just inferring.
Yeah, right. So if it isn't just like table talk here, if it is an engine, that's giving us some fairly specific information about what we're actually standing on.
But really, all we can infer is that it's alien tech, maybe an engine.
Yeah. All right.
Like,
But
or
anyway,
like Liz said as well, like a power core or something like that, perhaps. But I guess you guys you're in the situation now where you've got to confirm or deny, or you know what I mean, validate what it is.
Does Alice have like mobile scanning technology on his suit? Does his compad have that functionality, or would it have to be something that we'd have to go back to the ship to do again?
It depends if you tell me what you're trying to do, and we'll see if it's
If it's something residual from the big scan, if it was indeed coming from here, and there's anything left, even a basic scanning technology would be able to pick it up if we're on the ship, and it may indicate roughly what part of the ship it's coming from, so we'd know where to look.
potentially. Okay, interesting idea. I would counter that with so I'd say yes, he could do a scan, but I would counter that with it probably being inconclusive, because i.e. a very difficult modifier on that, because it's an exotic particle or it's an exotic alien signature. It's not just a standard one that you guys know from the the standard.
That's fair.
Yes, Guy Powers.
energy signatures need to draw energy from something,
Okay,
right?
Yes.
it sounds like Newton.
What was that? Sorry.
Sounds like Newton's law of
Sure.
Energy
Let's get
can't be
fucking
created.
Newtonian. You
Out of
know,
nothing. Yeah.
let's
Unless
get
it's
Newtonian like the physics in The Expanse.
Woohoo!
We'll talk about that later.
Let's
So,
do it.
can we try hacking into the computers again if they're still working to figure out like which system and where is sucking like the most power, for
I
example?
can't read them anymore. So, yeah. You could ask Ellis and it'd be like, sorry, I can't.
Can we ask Alien Lady to try and mime it?
How do we mime a sing? I mean, look, you're like the world champion. You're the universe champion at charades. So
Okay, so let me interject here with something improv because I'm totally playing. By the way, I forgot to say this earlier on. I've got very minimal prep for this session. I just want to get you guys back to Ethan Prime. So totally improv. Arik, you've got your vac suit on. You're all in your vac suits, and you guys have stopped near the door, and you're kind of like having this conversation about, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, yeah, the ship's fine, but there's another ship coming, and we've still got to find that energy source. How are we going to do that? I'm imagining this is a conversation you guys are having as characters.
Yeah, definitely.
And Arik, you hear in your headset, you hear through the
Unidentified
through the suit,
vac suit translators.
you hear the woman say, why are we stopped?
What do you mean? Oh, okay, that's what she was saying. Okay.
So it's kind of, as she talks, there's kind of like this weird trail of like a reverse, and then it spits it out into the language you hear. She says, why have we stopped?
And we don't hear this. It's in his.
Look
head.
at Guy's face. I love this.
Is that inside Arik's helmet? We can't hear it.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do we hear her say? Do we hear her speak in a foreign language outside?
Yeah, you get, you know how you get that sort of like telephonic conversion of like a projected sound from a, yeah, well, it kind of sounds like that, but all you guys hear is like, yeah.
Yeah. Do we just hear alien?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
hear alien, and Arik hears female
Why has he
voice.
stopped?
Sounds fairly like it's a staunch voice, right? It's like a miner's voice without the Creole. It's like she sounds tough, right? So yeah, she says, why have we stopped?
Okay. Well, upon hearing that, Arik obviously would have just stopped, looked around, and gone, was that you? Sort of thing, like trying to mouth it, but actually saying it, and she just nods. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then he would have put two and two together, so he just would have started talking. We're trying to decide on what we're doing next.
And there's like this so for the other characters, you've heard alien woman speak alien, and then Arik has responded.
And Ellis grabs Arik by the shoulder, and he's like, "You can understand her," and he's like shaking Arik a little bit because like he wants this more than anything. He wants to be like in Arik's suit right now.
Yes.
But instead, he just shakes him a bit and goes, "Ask her where we can find the energy. How do we get to the core? What is this thing? Ask her questions." And he's like freaking out a little bit.
Hang on. Upon realizing the translator's there, he just goes, "Hello."
+1 to catchphrase.
And then Ellis just backs away and starts shaking his head.
But yes, I would follow up obviously with, do you know anything of, we picked up this energy coming from here, do you know what it might have been? Can you direct us to some kind of residual energy source that we may have picked up?
What was that guy as well?
it's just a microwave.
Yeah.
It's a fourth dimensional microwave. It's like it's really good.
Time too.
She turns to face like you, Arik. Kind of, she shakes her head a little bit and sort of like shrugs a little bit, and the guys hear alien talk, and she says to you, and you hear in the translation, you hear she goes, I guess it could be anything on this ship. I don't know what this. This is not my ship. This is their ship.
Who's there? Who's they?
Well, you met one of them before. I did not build this. I'm not an engineer either. I'm not an engineer.
Were you a friend of the other one? Are you? How did you meet? How did you get on this ship then?
She needed me, and we are friends. Yes. Her people needed me.
Who are you?
I am Kiara. Who are you?
I'm Arik, Guy, Alice. Fellas? Does the name Kiara ring a bell to you?
You just get the really slow, like, from Ellis.
I love it. I've just put. Rick's face is just making this all worthwhile at the moment.
It is.
Mind-blowing face. So good.
I have to admit, you've got me on the edge of my seat right now.
So
This is
Ellis
improv at its best.
Ellis says to Arik, what has she said? What does she know?
This isn't her ship.
So
She was a friend of Tentacle Face.
so this is a ship.
Wait.
What was Tentacle Face's name?
And she says, it can only be spoken in the mind.
I'm calling her Isabel. This was Isabel's ship. Kiara was her friend, and she came to help Isabel's people. But that's as far as I've got so far.
Ask her if this ship still flies.
Probably a good question.
Arik asks that. I'm presuming, and she replies. She says, "I am not a pilot either. I do not know."
She's not a pilot. She's not sure.
Where's the cockpit? Like actually going like that, almost like foaming at the mouth. Where's the cockpit?
Kiara, do you think you could bluff your way through flying this thing? Did you watch your friend enough?
Arik, we have a pilot.
She says, it wasn't my friend that brought us here.
So it's not your friend's ship either.
Well, yes, but it wasn't her that brought us here. Confusing.
But it's a cockpit though.
Did the ship steer itself here?
From what I understand, this ship's been here a long time.
So you were abandoned here?
No, we've been trying to fulfill our quest.
Guys, stop it! You're putting me off completely.
He's probably actually doing that in character.
No, guys.
He doesn't know what she's saying though.
All you guys are hearing is like,
with like his stomach out, going. His mind is blowing to the point that he has no functions anymore.
Okay, you were left here to complete your quest. What was your quest? What does this ship have to do with your quest?
she turns like sharply and walks back over to the console and looks back into the room, into the gyroscopic spherical thing, and she says, "I cannot tell you. Not yet. If you can take me back to my people, give me safe passage, I'll tell you everything."
Okay, I relay that to Alice and Guy.
Guy, do you want...
Ask her about the ship. What's the other? There's a ship. What does that thing do?
You mean the one outside?
The outside ship?
The one the outside ship. The ship that's not where we're not in ship.
Okay. Oh no. When GM does a random roll.
So she goes over to that console and she like punches a few things into the console, and the glass window that looks into the gyroscopic sphere kind of doesn't go opaque. It kind of, but like a blue screen sort of. You didn't realize it was a screen because like, oh, that's the screen as well. Okay, that's cool. One of those sort of moments, and a schematic of the asteroid comes up on the screen.
Schematic of the asteroid.
So you can see that it's actually
Is that recognizable to Alice and Guy, or do I just know that because she said that to me?
it would be very clear by the shape of this thing, and like it's kind of like like an internal schematic map of like a deck plan almost, kind of thing of the structure that you guys are in. And there's cool like little lines with little squares and like little readings and stuff that's in alien language and pointing to different parts of the picture. You can't quite tell what it all means, but what it appears to be is it's somewhere between a station and a ship. It looks like there are other rooms that are connected to this space, but they're not accessible from inside this space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think
So
so.
like,
So there might be, I guess there's
So you've
suggestions
got to find
that there
another
are
door in another section of the external area.
exactly
Yeah, okay.
something along those lines. But she, let's see what else she does. She rolls. She rolls. No. She keeps typing into the keyboard and bringing this thing up, and she brings up a like a schematic of the gyroscopic sphere space thing, and it's got a lot of detail in it. Now, if you've got any tech skills, now's the time to roll them.
Also, go on.
Tech astronautic coming your way.
And this will be a intelligence.
Why'd you have to say that?
Look, I'm also rolling tech astronautic unassisted.
-1 for everyone, please.
I don't have tech astronautic anyway. It's probably useless.
Oh, okay.
This is so unrealistic, as if Guy would know more than me.
Look, I
You an
thrive in a
expert?
crisis. That's it. I've just remembered more.
Ellis can't read the schematic through the tears in his eyes.
Because he's so happy, or what?
He's everything right now.
He's a ball of emotion.
I can roll computers.
Just get out.
Guy, you don't remember anything. This isn't I remember this from a thing. You are inferring the purpose of
Okay.
this.
Well, I've got a
device.
creative mind, so it's fine. It
Guy, do you
explains it.
reckon you can fly this thing if she brings up enough of these screens?
Ask the Space Master.
Ask the dice, buddy. Look, I think what we can determine here is that you see this schematic and you're putting like 2 and 2 together, and you're kind of understanding that Tentacle Face was telepathic in some sense, and Ellis kept having these outages. This is some sort of telepathic amplifier.
Is that the energy source?
Could be.
Also, just real quick. This guy. Just real quick. Oh, do we know if we're in the station or the ship part of this station ship?
From that first screen, you would definitely have recognized that you're not in the ship part.
Oh, fuck. Okay. That's the problem.
Do you
That's
So
the
you're-
problem.
You're in this sort of like, it's like it's either been carved out of this asteroid, or it's an asteroid has been somehow organically grown on this structure. You can't tell. But this is effectively embedded in the center. This room is embedded in the center of this asteroid. And you can remember things like there was alien minerals and stuff. Could that have been the alloys, the metallic alloys, and when that Callaway had discovered was inside the asteroid? Remember when he was mining the data, and there was a thing? So it's either that it's referring to this structure, or perhaps there's other things in the rock that like minerals that could be mined or something, like, or refined or something like that. There might be some other ores or something, you're not quite sure, but it just sort of like all of the pieces are starting to fall together. Now you think it might be a telepathic amplifier, but you have only ever heard of this sort of shit from like a drunk bar fly in some weird bar, on some sort of research station, and there's some wacky scientist who's mentioned this technology that you've heard of, the pre Scream technology that was being maybe researched and all of this sort of. I don't know. It was a long story. The dude was drunk. It was kind of interesting. He was the only guy in the bar, sort of thing, right?
Insectopia.
Yeah.
The streets are paved with food. Nobody telling you what to do. No wars. No colony.
That's it. That's that guy. Good reference. I'll give you a +1 on your next roll for that awesome reference.
It's another one to the tally.
Yeah.
Pop
yes,
culture
it is.
reference right there. So it kind of like reminds you of this description that you'd heard in a bar, sort of thing. So you're not exactly sure why they would be using it or what it's for, and she said, or you don't. Actually, I don't know how much Arik has shared with. Did you tell those guys that she's doing a quest and she can't tell you yet?
Yeah, I would have been basically acting as an interpreter.
Yeah. So she loads up this gyroscopic screen thing and she says, "This is all I know about, and I can't tell you until you get me back to my people."
Guys,
Mm.
I think this is some kind of like amplifier, but like instead of for music, it's like for brain stuff.
So it's not gonna do a Marty McFly and throw us into a giant wall?
If this,
I don't know what that means.
That's Back to the Future. Anyways.
so it amplifies psionic energy, you think?
Yeah, it maybe.
Might this be the energy source?
I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
I think we found it, gentlemen. Kiara and her friend in stasis, projecting psionic energy. It must be what we've detected. It can be the only thing. The rest of the station didn't have power, so surely this is it. We have found it. We can go home.
So you're telling me that your ship picked up energy signals, and the energy signals was a residual manifestation of someone's thoughts?
Yes.
Without saying a word.
I'm not sure if I count that one for Rick Yes Bingo or not. But...
Nah.
Without saying a word, Arik, you feel Ellis's hands on your shoulders and just shake you a bit, but he's like 15 or 20 feet away from you.
Oh, cool.
So you say, like, I guess it's almost not a condescending tone, but like it had that edge to it, I guess. Like you sounded a bit doubting Thomas about it, right?
Well, it would probably make sense.
It probably
for
sounded that way,
character to feel that way, though, right?
but I would have
Yeah.
had to say that out loud, like to try and get my head around what you were saying.
Right, yeah.
Because it would have sounded doubting Thomas, but I actually just genuinely was unsure about what it was.
But yeah, well, in any case, you swear you feel Ellis like grabbing your shoulders again and shaking you, but he's actually nowhere near you. And he says, "The mind is a powerful thing, Arik."
Is that a reveal? Is that Arik's first revelation of Ellis's mind powers?
Yeah,
I guess so, yeah.
definitely is. Apart from him fainting,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't have had any idea why, or Arik wouldn't have.
Yeah. Awesome. This is
I'm
great.
picturing Tom Waits inside me.
Yeah. Young Tom Waits is like full, like steely faced. And he drops that line. So I think table talk, I think this has to be it, right?
But I would have known previously. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Guy, you know, definitely, you know. I've never hidden it from you.
Yeah. We're good buds. We go way
Yeah.
back.
So,
You know, from now on, if anything goes wrong, Arik's just going to blame Ellis.
Ellis takes note of these coordinates in his compad.
You're laughing at me.
Yes.
Dude, that's not too far away from what Ellis might look like.
Can you share that on the feed?
I did already.
Oh yeah, cool. That's young Tom Waits for anyone who's watching. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah.
So
So, yeah,
sensual.
Yeah. He
look-
just drips raw sexuality. All right, Alice, go for
Yeah,
it.
so look, I make note of our current coordinates. Just with my compad, if I can, like just our galactic whereabouts, so we can come back later. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm. But are we
On a
better
moving
off trying to
asteroid.
take this thing with us?
You're on a
Yeah.
moving asteroid, but yeah, look,
Look.
I think you guys need to figure out. Okay, so
If we
I've given
can't
you
fly
a-
it, can we tow it?
I've given you as much information as I can. I want to hear what you guys want to do in the next. Like, let's zoom out of character again and back
Okay,
into.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me be real with you. Guy Powers really wants to fly this alien spaceship.
Oh, I know. That's part of the reason
Yeah.
why I made it. It wasn't a spaceship before we did that prep work where you said I really want to fly something cool and do some glory shit. I'm like, this is
Mhm.
probably that opportunity, but I don't know if that's going to happen right at this minute or if it's
Okay.
going to happen at some point in the near future.
Look, running away from an incoming spaceship might be some like flying glory shit, anyways.
Assumptions.
I know, but nevertheless. All right, my table talk. We should ask Kiara if she knows anything about this incoming ship, and try to remember like the location and orbit and like trajectory of this asteroid so we can find it later for the council. Assuming we can't get out of here with it, but it's a big asteroid, so I don't think we can. And then also GTFO without dying.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to try and tow a massive asteroid in 0G, which is probably quite doable, but then how do you slow down and stop that thing?
We probably don't have the clamp. We don't have the clamps.
Aside from the clamps,
It's a drill that can pull things.
but our piddly little engines on our
Yeah, we
scout
were-
transport
Doesn't
with
matter, it's
low
0G, bro.
power.
It's 0G. All you got to do is knock it off course.
Give it a blast.
Not really, because I mean, it also depends like what direction it's going. For example, if it's going the exact opposite direction that we want it to go, we've got to
Yes.
match its speed
Yes.
in order to stop it in the first place.
Yeah,
You know?
we're the only oppositional force to its current trajectory and
Well, you get-
orbit, if it's in one.
Or you get behind it and push it and then steer it somewhere.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know.
I'm-
I'm just saying. Look, it's worth it's an idea that Arik brought up, and it might be worth exploring. So
Be-
keep it
being
table
the
talk.
being the least techie of the three, he would have just thought of all options.
Okay.
Is there an RACS?
Ellis, you get like a beep beep on your comms unit, and you can see that ship has actually moved. It was not that signal, that blip on the radar sort of thing was stationary when you first looked, and this little alarm is basically saying it's slowly approaching. It's still a long ways away though. It's
Well-
like on the other side of the belt kind of thing. It's like still got to make its way through the belt.
Well, you see Ellis check his compad, and he says the other ship is on approach. Can you ask Kiara about it, Arik?
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so that happens. Let's
Yeah.
not remember we're zoomed third person.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So she basically tells you that she doesn't know who it is, and she kind of like fumbles around on the console but can't bring up you can see that she's trying to look for some sort of sensors and stuff, but she can't pull it up.
So
Can we
it's
look out a window? I don't know.
You guys are in the middle of a rock.
It's an asteroid.
look, we have to get outside through the broken door and make our ship ready to fly. If we can get out of here with an asteroid in tow, sure. Otherwise, we just have to take whatever notes we can so we can
Okay.
get back to it.
Kiara, are you able to force open these doors again?
I just want to table talk. It's totally. I'm fairly sure we haven't confirmed whether they're jammed or not. I think
Well,
that's
they
an assumption.
closed. They did close behind us.
Yeah, that's what airlocks do, right?
I guess.
The first one certainly would. The second one wouldn't necessarily have to until it's.
Well, that's using human logic.
Yeah. It's alien shit.
Tentacle logic.
Sci-fi.
It's opening doors, figuratively speaking.
I guess you guys haven't attempted it, so you
Yeah,
don't know.
we don't actually know.
Okay.
So, we shall try.
Let's open the door.
To be fair, they did ominously close behind us. As
Although-
we entered the stage.
Yeah, that was meant to be spooky, right?
TBF.
Would Ellis have to hack the doors again, or would he just be able to open them reasonably quickly if they aren't jammed?
Look, Ellis's first port of call with every door is just to walk to within the sensor's range and see what happens.
And then ogle it.
This isn't a sensors door.
Yeah,
what?
you forced it open. You hacked into it, remember?
You got a meta tool in, mate.
So I have to metatool out as well.
Hell yeah.
Because if
Mate.
it was going to take a long time, I would ask Kiara first.
No, ask
No,
Kiara.
look, there's a touch. There's one of those creepy, like strange, futuristic, like something from the 2000s. Because you guys are used to 80s tech, right?
Yeah.
So there's yeah, that's awesome. So there's like a iPhone 1 sort of embedded in the wall, which is amazingly mind blowing for all of you.
Chat.
and-
Ellis
and
funnels the
that's-
door.
Exactly. Good one, chat. I'm glad chat's here. Yeah, Ellis, go fondle the door a bit. You haven't tried to fondle it, so let's see. Let's get a luck roll and see what happens.
Okay.
Can you roll fondling?
I do feel like Kiara would just be able to work it. Yeah, I failed.
Ugh.
Yeah. So she walks up after you've like tried. You're like, I swear it was the F3 and the
Alt
thing.
F4.
And
Alt
she just,
F4.
she just walks up and looks like straight at you, and then her hand goes up to the control panel, and it goes. Whoosh. Or the
Did you
iris
just
thing.
data him?
Yeah. She totally just like went up and was just like, no, this is how you do it, buddy.
And then Ellis fondles the door on the way out.
As the three of you move into the room, Arik, she turns to you and she tells you that she can't go yet. She's got to go get her friend and bring her.
Okay.
And she asks for your help.
Yeah, I would go. I'd relay that to them, to Alice and Guy, and then I would go help. I would assume I would be the most physically able.
Two people could easily carry the other one, though. I'm sure. Just
Yeah.
if you say you're gonna go,
Yeah,
we're gonna be
yeah.
fine.
The two of you will be able to do it. So you guys go back to the room and you suit her up as well.
She's dead.
You don't want to put her in fucking vacuum though, do you? And watch her like everything fucking boil and freeze all at the same time and lungs explode and shit. Dude,
Maybe I do.
don't fuck with me. I've been watching The Expanse.
Science experiments, bro.
Does anyone
But yes.
go
Suit her
into the
up.
vacuum of space in the Expanse?
Sorry.
Or maybe it's a different thing I've been. Oh no, it's the book I've been reading. I've been reading a Kevin J. Anderson a Saga of the Seven Sons, book 1, which is fucking cool too, by the way. Anyway, so yes, I have learned things in the last little while.
Okay. Well, yes. We suit her up then.
Hey, Unmade Gaming has joined us. Hello.
Hi, Unmade Gaming.
Coming along. Yeah.
Hi.
And
And
thanks for
also
hosting.
Sideshow Paradox, who mentioned that Alice should fondle the door.
Yes, more commentary from chat, please. It totally makes our day. And yeah, so okay, so look, short story is you, Arik, and Kiara are now sort of lugging this dead body of the tentacle-faced woman back into the sort of airlock space. You guys are going to continue on, correct?
Yeah, we may as well split up at this point and like start prepping the ship while Arik goes back to help Kiara.
Yep.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right, so yeah, you guys are stuck in the airlock because you can't work the door. So she gets back.
Ah, right. Oh, as if she didn't open the door for us.
Oh, as if Ellis is enjoying this. He can't work these doors. Oh, that gets you right in the door spot.
Yeah, it does.
So, and if anyone who's in chat or anyone who's watching on YouTube later, if you're not really familiar, Ellis has a thing with doors, and he loves them.
Automatic doors or like
Automatic
powered
doors that have technology that make them
Yes.
do things. And
The
so
amount
these,
of Look,
And the doors in this
guys.
ship station thing are like irises on a camera, right? So they're really sexy.
I haven't
and
seen doors like this before.
never before. And so it's really making his. It's really like what's that phrase? It's really cooking his goose's girdle or something. What's the
I've
phrase?
never heard that before.
Yeah, me either actually. Improv.
He's tickling his goose.
Yeah,
Look, it's tickling something.
it's
Yeah?
pissing him off to be blunt about it that he's not able to
okay.
connect spiritually with these doors. He wants to, but the doors aren't giving him any love.
I understand how
Anyway,
he
so
feels.
she comes she comes back in with Arik, and they've got her friend suited up, and she punches it into the door panel iPhone 1 thing, and the door does that wicked iris opening.
Mechanical sphincter.
That's what it is. I now have to Google that phrase.
Please don't.
Let's do it. Let's do it together.
Oh wow, that's I'm just not googling that phrase again. But Guy, don't click the images. Oh, he's clicked the images. Anyway, so you guys are going to take about half an hour to navigate your way carefully back and get everyone into the ship. So remember, it was hard and stuff, and the door had closed over the. Arik, stop looking at the images.
No, it's chat.
Oh no, what's chat saying?
Many months later, there is a wanted poster for Ellis the Door Fondler.
And Ellis walks up to him and goes, "That's not my nose." Yeah. Anyway, so very well played. So yeah, it takes a while to get in. There was some what do you call those, like bits of sort of metallic ropey things, that tethers. There was a bunch of tethers that you guys were using, but the iris door had shut it off.
Yeah.
And so they're sort of like just flapping around in 0G sort of thing. The remnants of those things, right? And so you guys climb onto the ship, and close your door, and you can de-suit. It's 10 o'clock. I want to do a quick loo break. I want you guys to think about what you want to do next, and we'll come back in about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm happy for you guys to keep streaming if none of you guys want to break. I'm just going to go off screen, grab a drink of water as well, because I'm a bit parched as bro.
I'm gonna grab a food.
I think we may as well drop it to a quick break.
Yeah.
MC Stevens?
Yep, sounds like a plan. Oh,
Alright,
I should have
nobody-
taken your advice.
We off?
You look at images, don't look at images. And don't stream that shit either.
Nova Terra coming your way in just a couple minutes.
Yes, back soon, everybody. And we're back, everybody.
Oh my god, hair.
Yeah.
That's really all that needs to be said.
I found it, by the way.
What is that?
Is this a safe link to click?
It's safe. It's safe.
I guess it's YouTube. How bad can it be?
Are you serious? All right. So we are back.
It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
I think I need to Twitter this somehow.
I'll put it in my Twitch chat too.
Oh, good call. Good call. So this is just a mechanical iris. Oh, you're by the way, Stevens, the delayed stream is really broken because you're doing YouTube.
Oh. Sorry, everybody. Should be back by now, though.
Classic Steve. So look.
Right. So you guys are back on deck. You've de-suited. Kiara is in the. She's taken one of the beds and put this corpse on the bed. and she's like, carefully positioned her arms and her legs, and there's this sort of she's kneeling by the bed, and she's crying for her friend, and it's all sort of like there's a quiet moment. She's kind of like realizing all of this stuff that she's very emotional. Anyway, so that's happening. Was there another one? Thanks for that. I missed that. So we're up to 4, by the way. Grohl and Gratha. That's a hard name. Not related to David Grohl and Gratha, are you? Anyway.
Stop it.
Base jar. Good things to those who wait. Wait, what am I even talking about? So
Kiara's sad.
Kiara's sad, and she's having a cry, and I'm assuming you're all at your in the cockpit area, like kind of trying to. Is that right? To presume that you guys have all just headed there to,
Give
sit
her
at your
space.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes. I would have.
Guy, you would now be punching in to the console and stuff like that, trying to track this, get some details on this ship. Basically,
I'd be pinging it.
You'd be pinging it. It's definitely MDMA. Wait, no, hang on a sec. Wrong type of pingers, bro. You can't tell. There's no ships. There's no like ship designation numbers. There's no details coming back. It's effectively just ignoring your pings. You try and do some imaging and stuff like that, and it's effectively a strange structure. Like, it's not a structure, it's like a strange design you haven't seen before. It's not from the Nova Terran fleet, basically. So you've made
Size.
What do you want to, like, what options do you want?
Like,
give me some options is what I mean, and
Okay.
I will
Football
Our
oval,
size,
house.
a frigate, a destroyer, a capital ship, and like a big old, like a big thing.
it's probably closer to a frigate, right?
Okay.
Which is kind of more of the
It's still quite a lot bigger than us.
yeah. Is that what a free merchant is? Is more of a frigate?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think I'm sensing it's more of like that size of a ship. So it's
It could
it's not-
probably carry our ship.
yeah in its cargo bay, but that would probably be
Yeah,
about all it
absolutely.
could carry.
Yeah.
So it's like that one step up the ladder in terms of chunk and size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that your ship you're in is a modified transport, like a modified taxi.
Yeah.
With
I'm
full arm on it.
just thinking, just in case it's hostile, right? So we could probably, assuming Newtonian physics, I believe we could outmaneuver it, but not outrun it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it's still probably at its current speed and trajectory and stuff like that. It's about 15 minutes away.
Okay.
Do you guys remember any of the previous episodes when I did some of those cutaways, mysterious?
Oh yeah. I haven't forgotten even a little bit.
Okay. Should I help remind chat or anything? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I can remind them once it happens.
No, it's not. We're gonna get away scot-free. Don't. It's fine.
So-
but look, does the ship? Can we
so-
get the ship started? Is that even possible?
Ship's starting fine. It's got low battery. It's not going to make it back to Ether Prime.
Okay.
So one of those pressure moments again. But that's all right. You dealt with that somehow last time, and then that mining ship exploded. So good on you. And I guess Ellis, what I want. Oh man, I'm cheeky tonight. So silly me. So what I wanted to mention was, Ellis, you've got a moment to see what that data upload was from Tentacle Faced Woman.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, unless there's nothing else I can do to speed up the ship's charging, Am I responsible for hooking us into the station and charging up the ship? Basically, to give us enough juice to get home. Could I?
You want to try and drain the station or something?
Get our power back from the station, yeah.
I think that would be doable if you can give me some good rolls.
Just because given the situation, I'd probably want to just get us in the air first, and then I'll start looking at everything else.
Wait, hang on. So you can't take off and then try and take energy from this station?
Can we do it remotely? I had to physically tether last time. To charge.
I think you guys are on different wavelengths. He wants to prioritize getting the ship in the air.
Yeah.
Including charging the battery.
Yeah, I want to charge the battery to full before we leave.
And then, once we're in the air, worry about everything else.
Yeah, that.
So right now, battery charging.
Okay, thank you for the clarity. The cable's still plugged in to the front of the ship because you didn't make any mention of detaching that.
No, I actually did. I remember leaving it in place.
Just reverse the polarity then.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So
yeah.
I want to see a roll for
reverse. Time where it may actually be reasonable to just reverse the polarity.
Yay, hard science.
Sure.
She blinded me with science.
That's my new thing.
Would that be tech astronautic?
Let me quick think. I'm just gonna cheat sheet check what you got here. Yes, tech astronautic would make sense, and I'm gonna give you a +1 because you've already got some knowledge of the hacking that you did.
And which attribute would you like me to roll that with?
I think this is an intelligence one.
I got to get my int up somehow, man. I got an
hacks, bro.
Read some books.
Hey, good roll. That's an 11 for anyone who's not watching on screen. So yeah, you managed to flip the switch and punch it and all of this cool wicked stuff, and you can top up another 30% or so of energy. You can't tell anything about the reserves, but in the space station ship thing, the alien structure, but you can definitely see that you've now got enough to get back to Ether Prime. Guy, can you make a quick navigation roll for me? Actually, no, don't make a navigation roll. I'll just give it in the sense of trying to move things forward. You don't have okay, so you've done the energy charge up thing. You can see that you've got more energy than you did have, which is great. Good work. But the only way that you're going to get back to Ether Prime with this amount of energy without stopping somewhere else is to slingshot back to Ether Prime.
Slingshot around anything specific?
Anything that's got gravity. So if you go back to the map, right, the asteroid belt is the furthest part of the system, and then the next layer is the gas giant, like the next orbital.
Map?
Yes.
I don't know if we've uploaded it to be in game though.
Let me just quickly.
I don't think I've ever seen one. Seen this map you're talking about?
It was in Discord. Hang on, I'll quickly upload it into.
That'd actually look really cool.
I wonder if I can just get a shareable link.
Actually, sideshow. This is the Mark II shit heap scout, so it needs 1.22 gigawatts.
Pretty much. This is a shit heap, mate.
This is pretty heavy, guy.
Is there something wrong with Earth's gravity in the future?
Earth's gravitational pull, if you want to.
Does that link work for anyone?
I think so.
Maybe.
Look, clearly I'm just not thinking fourth dimensionally.
It's in Twitch chat, but I don't.
Yeah, it's working for me.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Yeah. So we're out in the belt there, Jesus, right?
Yeah, right, but this isn't necessarily. This is just aesthetically pleasing to me. That's the way I've put the orbital paths. But what I'm saying is you could probably let's assume the gas giant is somewhere between you and Ether Prime.
Yes. Slingshot it.
You could either go back to the gas giant and sort of wait and maybe make a comms thing to the Ether Prime, say, hey, bring us more energy. We've run out of juice. There might be some other research stations in the belt somewhere, but that's a long way around, somewhere off screen kind of thing. There might be some other stations, some minor outposts on some of those moons. there might, like there are a few places that you could potentially stop along the way, but more likely than not, you get a sense, Guy, that you could probably slingshot past either one of the moons. I've lost Ellis, by the way.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
I've-
hear him.
Straight
lost.
gone.
Yep, completely gone.
Oh,
There he
He's
is.
back.
I'm back.
Sky.
Okay.
Nah.
For the
I
sake
guess-
of
guess-
YouTube, I'm just attempting to show the map on the stream, but it's kind of awkward.
Well, I was going to try upload it up to the thing, but I don't think I have permission. But anyway,
Okay. Anyways, continue.
I'll try and do that at the same time. So, so basically, you probably, you can say, look, it'll be kind of like a long shot, but you could slingshot back to Ether Prime if you hook around like one of the moons or the gas giant gravity
I can-
bullets.
I can justify it. Like, we burn all the way the gas giant. So basically using all our fuel to get to the gas giant and pull off this slingshot, and then we're essentially coasting to Ether Prime. Maybe we cut off, I don't know, like a quarter to 30% of the time it would take otherwise if we're trying to conserve fuel.
As in, you get there quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'd be, running on fumes by the time we get there.
Yeah. You'd basically have one crack at landing or at like hitting the Ether Prime orbit or something like that.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, once we're there, it's not a problem because I can use maneuvering thrusters and whatnot. I'm sure there's like separate landing thrusters or some shit. But we'll be good to go.
I just wanted to plant that option for you. Hope you don't mind.
look, you're going to play the guy power strengths. What would he decide to do?
Oh, he'd totally do the all or nothing thing. And you know what? I'm totally cool if you guys disagree because we can roleplay that.
Okay, so just on a meta level, it's been a couple of minutes. The recharge took about 10 minutes. This ship is definitely within comms range. It's still not responding to any pings. Ellis has a bunch of data that he knows where it's been uploaded into the ship, yet to be sort of looked at. Arik has, I think you're just kind of chilling, bro.
Pretty much.
And you've got Kiara and her friend in one of the bunks.
Yep.
So, are we going to just book it like table talk, like skimming over the role play? Would we decide as a party just to book it out of there, just try and outrun this ship bearing down on us?
Cast your votes.
I think so. Even though it hasn't been openly hostile, the fact that it's not responding in any way is a little perturbing.
Yeah, Ellis would probably be too freaked out to hang around. He'd probably just want to book it, get home.
Damn it, it's making me want to hang around now. All right, let's book it, I guess. I got no good reason to stick around.
Yeah, we don't really have one, and we don't have. Knowing even
Short
just
of-
the rough size of the ship and that it's weird and ominous means like fight or like basic like human instinct, I suppose. Survival instinct.
Wait. Guys getting an epiphany. Didn't she say that we need to take her back to her people?
Yes.
Yeah, but we haven't got the juice
But
anyway.
we don't. I would assume that we wouldn't have the juice if there's only three planets in our system, and she's not part of it.
Guys, what if that ship is her people?
She doesn't know anything about the ship though. She told us already.
That doesn't
Well-
mean it's not her people.
I don't know anything about the life raft coming to save me.
I guess.
Should
Well, what do we
should
want to
get
do then?
Kiara to try and release the comms to the ship? In her
Maybe if
native
they know
tongue.
we have her. I mean, if worst case scenario, they get pissed off and start shooting, then we can book it. Anyway, I can do my fancy slingshot maneuver for the glory.
It seems to me you've got two options. You either confront this approaching bogey which could be anything, considering the whole fucking universe just opened up to you guys in the space of like an hour, right? So I guess your options are: it could be the aliens, it could be her people, it could be something else entirely, it could be bandits, it could be pirates, it could be interstellar travelers from another dimension. I don't know yet.
But I mean,
The
the
point is you got to
implication is
here's a choice. You're gonna stay and meet these guys, or you're gonna go and get away quickly and get back to Ether Prime and figure out the next step. And you're gonna live with those consequences. As in, you make a choice, and this is the consequences. This is one of those moments in game where you've got those, like those dialogue options, and you know that you've just missed you can't cancel out of the dialogue options to go and save it, and then so you can reload it if you don't like what happens. It's too late.
Yeah, this is a hold the line situation for sure. All right.
Look, Guy, you're at the helm. You're the pilot. So you decide whether we drive out, whether we fly out or not.
Look, I'll flip you for it.
That's on your sheet as a thing that you do.
He does do that, but it's a rigged die. So.
Shh. Honestly, I've been purposely contrary, just so that I could use the. I'll flip you for it.
So you've just earned yourself. Well, if you do this, you'll have earned yourself a fate point. So you're back to 1.
All right, look, sure. So we flip for it, and then so you ultimately get to pick because you win the coin toss.
That's correct. But now you feel better about it because Lady Chance has
the
smiled
fates
upon
have,
you.
the fates have decided. Yeah.
You don't know that it's a trick coin, Alice. Only he.
Even though it was my idea, but look, it's fine.
All right.
So, what does he decide? What does the coin decide? All right, there you go. Well, wouldn't we just wait though? Like we just wait for him to turn up?
If they're coming towards us, we'd probably just wait.
Hang on a sec. You guys have said, Guy, what do you want to do? Guy makes a decision. You're like, no, we will probably just wait. Is that what happened?
Why would we fly towards a ship that's coming towards us?
To show our good intent.
But they might take it as hostile.
We're basically in a skiff.
It doesn't matter.
In which Jabba the Hutt lounges on with R2-D2 as a drinks tray.
And who's Jabba the Hutt?
Oh yeah.
That old thing. Wait a sec. So you're flying. You're going to fly towards the
I
guess so.
We're gonna make a non-threatening approach with maybe blaring Morse code with our headlights.
Hazard lights, bro.
Sideshow Paradox is suggesting that we get a roll for perception to see if Ellis knows the coin is rigged.
Maybe maybe not yet, but eventually I would like to find out about the coin.
Yeah. Look, maybe once it comes up a few more times.
Yeah.
Because I've only used it once.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not suspicious yet.
Excellent suggestion. It'll happen. It'll happen one day. And then, retcon all of Ellis's memories about the decisions of the crew to this point.
Okay, sorry. I'm just thinking about what we're going to do. What I'm supposed to... Because I wasn't expecting you guys to get to this point.
Well, while you're thinking, I'm going to go talk to Kiara.
Well, hang on a sec. No, that doesn't work because I'm Kiara. I still got to do the... Look, the point here I want to make here is just going around the room. Who do you think is in the ship? Arik.
Come back to me.
I mean, meta table, meta gaming, meta talking. Stevens, the player. Who do you think is in this ship?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. As a player, and then as a character, who do you think is in the ship? And the other guys are going to answer this question in a second too.
As me, as player, I feel like it's going to be Kiara's people. Like I kind of feel like it because I'm getting the impression she's been gone for quite a while. As character, I'm thinking they're going to be hostiles and wanting, because they've noticed they've done the same thing basically. They've scanned, seen a residual energy, come to investigate, and now that we're here first, they're going to try and blow us out the sky. Well, lack thereof sky.
Ellis? Who got?
Ellis is presuming likely hostility and would prefer to leave, but honestly doesn't know. He's still pretty scattered. Adam thinks it's aliens from the cutscenes looking for sister or whatever it was in the weird guttural slurping language that only the viewers have seen but the characters have no knowledge of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's tentacle aliens.
So Kiara's friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guy thinks it is as well, or hopes it is. No, Guy hopes it is, but in the back of his mind, he probably thinks it's the council coming to screw us. No witnesses.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Be a very, very short RPG if that's the case.
You're good at role-playing games.
What?
Are you like the role-play gamer or something?
I don't know. Maybe I should start a YouTube channel with that name.
And start with about 12,500 subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
So, the vigilante approaches at no more than a walking pace, right? This is like a show of non-threatening behavior, like you're approaching. The ship starts to match your speed.
It's a good sign.
You guys get within, I don't know, what's a safe parking distance from another ship? A click?
Kilometer?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And you know, otherwise you're playing chicken. You guys are going pretty slow, but you sort of pull the engines back and you get even slower and you get even slower. The ship matches your speed again, and you guys are parked a couple of clicks from each other. You can see each other you can see each other's ship effectively out of the view ports and the windows and stuff.
We're a very small ship, so maybe 500 meters to 1 kilometer max.
Cool. Yeah. Maybe it's 1 right. Good call. This ship is sexual. It has these polygonic sort of shapes. You remember what Virtua Fighter characters look like back when Virtua Fighter was a thing in that first.
Oh my god!
Hang on, I gotta go there with.
Look, take us there. Paint us a word picture.
Or a Google Images picture.
Yeah, no, they're all pretty tacky. I'd probably have to dig around a little bit. But effectively, it's this... yeah, I'm just having a quick scan if there's anything I can pinch. It's this dark, metallic, kind of plates of polygonic plates or of triangles and quadrilaterals, and it's very inorganic looking. However, there's something sleek and perhaps almost underwater about it. That's awesome. It's awesome. And it's very much. It's very much.
I just needs to slip in something here. In a very, what are they keeping there, King Kong kind of tone. He goes, "What do you think we'll get if we trade in the vigilante?"
And and it's stopped, and it's effectively, it doesn't look like, you can't tell where there are any windows or anything like that because it's all of these polygonic shapes, right? And it's sort of like a long and narrow hull. It's like a kind of like if you imagine like a squid underwater that's in motion. It's kind of got that sort of shape to it. But again, very polygonic.
A squid with tentacles, is it? Okay.
No tentacles on the back. Definitely, it's more like definitely the squid sort of body as it jets through.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Underwater. Almost maybe even more cuttlefish body shape. Kind of, right? So it's parked there. You can't see any lights on it. It's almost hard to see because of it's natural camouflage, the color of the metals and stuff like that. You would definitely recognize that actually, I don't know if you would definitely recognize. Let's go a roll for perception because we have to.
Yes.
Roll for perception.
Roll for perception.
Is that everyone or just Guy?
Everyone, go.
With
Where's my perception? There it is.
What are we rolling?
I'm guessing with like wisdom.
Wisdom is perception.
Ah, was unassisted.
Probably.
Just flat.
Oh fuck.
I got an 8. And it's the highest of the 3. Jesus.
I got a 7, and Guy just got a 2 for anyone who can't
Yeah.
see.
I'm
Guys
just like
just-
totally blinded by that sexy ship.
Arik, you notice that it's the same metallic as the structure that you guys left. Okay. So
It's the makers of the ship.
there's no hail from them. What do you do?
What was it? Blink once for yes, twice for no?
You start like flashing the high beams.
Just give him
Come hither.
up.
Can we give a come hither look with spaceship headlights?
You
I'll
try.
rotate.
You try. I'm just conscious of the time, guys. You try some Morse coding bits and pieces with lights and stuff like that. For a response.
I reckon if it's the people that made the ship that have an idea of who was on it, I reckon we get Kiara to try and talk. See if they respond to a comms through her.
Is Kiara reacting? Is she looking through a porthole? And
She's crying over her friend's body.
still
Okay.
classic Kiara.
Do we interrupt her and try?
Make a call.
Yes.
Make it happen, Arik.
Alice?
Sure.
Okay, we do that. I slowly sort of try and bring her out of her crying, and I suppose I
She's-
slam that helmet back on my head really quickly.
Well, she's not wearing one.
No, but he needs it to translate.
Well, maybe it doesn't work if she's not wearing one. But that's what I was thinking.
I would try.
But that's all right. Give it a try. You've got this helmet on. You walk in. She's not hysterical, but she's inconsolable. She's not going to calm down. Who's in the room? Arik and Ellis.
I probably stayed on the bridge with
I would have
Guy.
assumed I'd gone on my own.
Arik, roll
Yeah.
for perception.
He's the man you want rolling for perception.
Apparently.
I changed my mind. I was there. Can I roll 2?
Wisdom, yeah, you said?
Yep.
I
For
did-
perception? Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom is always. a perception roll.
Unassisted, a 6.
Are you an expert?
You are an expert.
I am an expert. I would re-roll that.
I think I recommend you might want to do that.
I get the higher of the two, don't I?
You keep your second roll.
Oh, balls. Trying anyway.
You failed anyway.
I got a 9.
He's Ed.
Okay, now I
Exactly.
want to do one offer for you as a good GM because.
I make you an offer.
Yeah, I make you an offer. Can I refuse?
Today, on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Just gonna tell you, you got to use your fate points.
Side note, I was wearing a pair of specific sunglasses one day and my brother-in-law said I looked like the mafia's accountant, but anyways.
This is a perception roll we've chosen.
That's good. All right, so what I'm going to tell you, like something that we haven't really folded into the game is the fate aspects and the what you call it, the fate points that we have. Now, Arik hasn't built his aspects yet. However, he still has 2 fate points on my spreadsheet. So before next session, Arik, you and I are going to sit down and we're going to talk about your aspects. Effectively, it's 3 things that sort of define your character, and you can use as levers to either affect awesomeness, like it's like a special power.
Yeah.
So, for example, Ellis's "I live for tech" tells it like it is, and straight MacGyver, which is why he can do things like, I'm going to patch this cable in from human technology into alien technology, and hey, that shit works. But that's kind of
You just need a pair of pliers and some insulating wire, and you're fine.
Yeah,
and a matchstick and
A gun with no bullets.
A straw.
and a mullet.
Yeah. And an awesome 80s theme song. And the mullet's back, don't put it on.
Yes.
Hey, it's kind of like Tentacle Face.
Yes. All right, Llama, come on, let's conscious of time. So, Guy Powers' aspects are high opinion of himself. You've heard of me, right? In it for the glory. Check out this move, and I'll flip you for it. So, there's some strong aspects that he plays all the time. He uses them to, Rick uses them to play character.
Yeah.
So we can work through that. However,
So
what I'm suggesting,
I feel like check this out is the like the role, the glory road type thing.
Let's not go. Yeah, let's not talk about aspects anymore. What I want to tell you is you have fate points, right? And the way fate points can be used is you can bump them. You can bump a decent result to a critical success result, that sort of thing. And so you guys should remember this as well, because we should try and tie this back in. But you can use fate points to bump a roll that's been rolled up 1 notch in the success ladder. So if it's a 7, it's a barely successful. If it's sort of like a 9, it's like a moderately successful. If it's a 12, it's a fuck yeah. So knowing that, do you want to use this?
I feel like I should, considering you brought it up.
Good, because I don't want you to have 2 fate points anymore. You've got 1. So what you've done is you've rolled the 9, and it's going to bump it up to a critical success.
Okay.
Okay. You walk in and you talk to her, and you're like saying, "Hey, Kiara, come on, snap out of it, blah, blah, blah." And you notice on the friend's wrist, that's like up over her chest like this, there's a bracelet. 1 flashing light. And that wasn't... You didn't see that before. And the light starts flashing faster.
Oh, fuck. And explodes.
That's what I was waiting for. Is this... Can Kiara understand me? Or do I just talk and find out?
You just talk, and she's not responding. She's in this.
damn, okay.
She's grieving for her friend.
Stop grieving, damn it.
But I think you could deduce from that it's not Kiara we're really after, or that they're really after.
Yeah.
At a meta level, I'm not saying Alice knows this,
I
but
understand that, but I'd still like to try and work out what it is, especially if it wasn't there.
Do you want to maybe talk into it?
I was thinking of bringing Alice over.
I was just saying, tabletop. Would you like talking? Would you like to try talking into the flashing device?
Yeah, can try. Always try. Okay. All right. I suppose you just try like a generic testing type thing. Testing 1, 2.
Hello.
Hello. If you can hear me, we're live on Radio KGL3. Yeah, just like a basic testing. Is anyone out there?
Yep.
Please respond if you can hear me.
You hear pretty much at the end of your sentence, you hear like a response come back through the bracelet. and it is a small sort of speaker, right? So it's not very loud or anything like that. And to anyone else in the room, it sounds alien, but because you're wearing your helmet, you can translate it. It says, vocal signature not recognized.
Oh no.
I think having 2 of my players out of 3, like sitting back like this, going, "Oh no," is pretty awesome. By the way.
We're so
Does
fucked.
anyone speak squid?
Steve, Arik did, but
It
not
was
in
a
a
vocal
recognizable
signature.
voice.
Alice, come talk. She. Wait, does Arik know she said passing? It's your duty now to him.
Or,
No, that all happened in my mind. You don't know anything
did you tell the guys that though?
I haven't had the chance.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
true.
brought it up yet.
Alice,
Yeah, true.
what happened on the ship?
No,
Oh, you mean when I was telepathically communicated with? No.
poo poo.
Oh,
Go on.
we don't know. We don't know what's going on.
Is it
You're in the
is it
back,
the
we're in the-
same alien that Kiara spoke? Is it like a different language?
It's you can't tell, but the only thing that you could tell is that you know how it talks, like it uses the what's been said in reverse and sort of flips it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was kind of hi, my name is Ash. It's the first part where it's sort of like processing is different to what when Kiara was talking.
Okay.
Is this reveal going well, by the way? Not quite. You guys haven't cracked this one. I'm loving this. Like you guys are like racking your minds about what to do here.
Can
So-
we
Look,
hear?
the thing is, I'm trying not to meta. I have suggestions, but I don't know what's going on back there, so I can't.
But is it something Arik would know or Arik would do?
Arik, let me, or Stevens, let me tell you that you can either try one other thing here, or maybe I suggest you head back to the cockpit to tell the guys that there's a talking bracelet or something.
Yeah, that was my next step to see if either of these guys can talk to it. Just on the
So,
off
like-
chance something's happened.
Sideshow,
you-
don't say that.
Yeah.
They thought it was dead.
So, like, you come back to the bridge and explain to us that it said the voice not recognized thing, or
Yeah. The fact that you said it started flashing quicker when I got closer, yeah?
It wasn't about proximity. It just.
But it just
about-
started flashing quicker.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it went from level A to level B. It was like
Like a gentle pulse.
it was progress. It was progress. It was like exponentially kind of getting faster,
Okay.
but almost imperceptibly at first, right? So it's quite
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
off from
Well,
a-
that's-
starting off from a low base.
Yeah. So it's more of a logarithmic thing. Anyways,
Yeah. Okay. Good. Shut up, science nerd.
yeah. Well, I would have just gone over to Alice and Guy and said, "Fellas, come over here."
okay,
Like-
yeah, we follow you.
And
Well, I follow you at least. I don't know if Guy stays.
Yeah, I point at the bracelet and say, "I'm fairly sure that wasn't there before."
And I see it flashing.
Yeah. Everyone would see it flashing. Is everyone in the room now?
Guy, did you follow?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I put the parking brake on. We're good.
Is it still picking up speed? Like, are we noticing it getting faster now? As like even still?
Yeah, it's sort of hit max. It's sort of hit peak speed.
We are equidistant from the other ship now. Ellis has an epiphany. Both ships have stopped moving, yet this thing is still increasing in speed. Does that make sense?
Season's drift.
It's hit peak speed though. It stopped increasing.
But okay.
So, I think on a meta level, you guys would have walked in and it was just pulsing fast.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Look, TBH, I personally feel like we're getting hung up on the blinking light.
Yeah.
And that's maybe not what we should be discussing. So,
Good call.
assuming we go through all the table talk here, or the third person, Guy suggests asks if Arik has tried talking to them, because but he thinks it's a communicator as well.
Through the bracelet, you mean?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So obviously you've told him what happened, so we have that knowledge. I turn to Ellis and kind of suggest a do your thing kind of. I don't know what the fuck you do, but you do stuff with your head. Talk to tentacles, or through tentacles, or what do you do?
You tapped me on the shoulder from 20 meters away before. Do it again.
Okay. Yeah, Ellis grimly nods, and he doesn't even really know what he's doing. It's not a thing he's really understands how he controls or what this is, but he projects from his mind's eye just something like, "Hello, is anybody there?"
Hello.
Roll. Now it's not a save, but I want you to roll your mental kind of luck, right?
So roll mental save.
Yeah, but it's not a save attempt, right?
Fail.
Well, it's a 9.
9.
If we're just taking the value.
Yeah. It's a fail. You aren't practiced in that communication. Like you heard very well, and because she had a connection with you, it was probably easier for you to talk back.
Yeah.
Just to initiate, you try, but no.
Okay. I just kind of stand there for what maybe seems like 5 or 10 seconds, and then I just shake my head back to the party. Yeah, it's not working.
Okay, so is there any more ideas before I move on to the next step up the ladder in intensity?
I don't think we have anything.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Just checking. So what happens next is the voice, alien voice, obviously Guy and Ellis hears the alien gurgling, slurpy sort of talky noises.
Yeah.
Arik, you hear you hear like a phrase that effectively says identification required, 60 cycles remaining.
Okay. I would relay that to Ellis. Anything I hear in the helmet that through the translator, I would automatically relay just for future talk.
Yeah. One thing that happens straight after that is that the light changes from a blinking white light to a blinking purple light.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but have we inspected this wrist thingy? Is there something else on it, like a fingerprint scanner or something? I don't know.
No one's tried to grab it or look at it any further.
All right, guys, going to inspect it carefully out of respect for tentacles.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So you can see that there are a bunch of little buttons and things on it. It's like some sort of multi-purpose bracelet device thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's definitely buttons, a couple of switches, and might be even like a small screen or something like that. But it's not lit or anything.
Okay, I look up to Ellis with an expression that says, "Am I allowed to touch it?" Like, are you more confident than me at this?
I guess it's an astronautic piece of tech, but neither of us have really seen it before. Ellis kind of just shrugs despondently and says, "I mean, I can try something. If you, what do you have in mind? What do you want to try?"
I'm just gonna start pressing buttons.
But let's on a meta level. Let's keep in mind that you do have Straight MacGyver, I Live for Tech, stuff like that, and fate points.
Yeah.
So you could potentially use them somehow if you formulate a plan that makes sense. Pardon me.
Maybe
Well,
if we
if-
can construct an interplexing beacon.
Or I could just like figure out how I could just MacGyver how it works. Like if you explain that there seems to be buttons and stuff, I mean, Ellis has that inclination of trying to just figure this shit out, and it worked to a certain extent on the station. So maybe I could bluff my way through this as well.
You're going to have a +1 on any attempt to learn this knowledge, to learn or to try things with these alien tech, because you've had some positive experiences in the last couple of hours.
Yeah. So maybe
Right.
you know if you like explain this thing looks like we can interact with it, I'd like just gently reach out my hand and push you back slightly, and yeah, just have a look, inspect it, and then if there seems to be like maybe like a passcode or some sort, or maybe it's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Biotic, is that right? What's the word? Like a biometric? Maybe it's a biometric identification that's required. I'm basically trying to discern that on my inspection, Space Master.
You touch it, and it says, and Arik hears, hang on, let me figure this one out real quickly. Arik hears, identity not recognized.
Ellis turns to Arik. Do we get a translation?
Yeah, anything I hear in the helmet, for the record, I just automatically translate back to you guys.
Okay.
Or maybe we can jury rig a speaker so it just comes out or something.
Yeah, well, that was
Eventually.
another option.
Eventually, yeah, I like that. Ellis is like, yeah, that's my plan for next.
Okay.
Alice, do a thing.
So I tried to. Well, then I very gently tried to, like, and with as much respect as possible, use tentacles. Like her hands are up like this, clasped, and I haven't really moved them. So I try to, gently use her other hand to like place it over the bracelet.
As you touch her, she feels very cold and dead. And for a moment, cold and dead. And for a moment, roll a mental save.
Uh-oh.
I hate you.
Chat right now.
Alice is about to go down like a sack of shit.
Yeah, and Sideshow, we are trying very hard not to meta this. Oh, for
Oh, God.
I just wanted to go home with my new alien girlfriend.
I will allow a fate point to be spent here to move it from critical to regular fail. Unless you want to wear the story and go with the critical path.
I've only got one fate point left. I'm gonna wear the crit fail.
Oh shit! You gotta be in a loony bin for the rest of your life. Right?
You are overwhelmed with some psionic energy. It courses through up your arm at the speed of light, basically, and it like zaps you in your mind, and it throws you back across the room. You like hit the wall with like full force and like sort of slump down to the ground. During that flight from the side of the bed to the wall feels to you like months.
Oh, cool.
Months on a heavily vegetated oceanic world where there is no structures and no people or anything. You're like left to survive, and it's like Castaway.
Oh, that's so... I don't even know how to roleplay that. That's like so fucked.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
You probably come out like completely and utterly socially stunted, but
Yeah.
that's fine. So Ellis is out of the scene. He's KO'd.
Yeah.
Like slumped against the back wall of the bunk.
however, add to your character sheet this experience. Yeah, welcome to Jumanji.
What year is it?
That's how you roleplay. This is how what's his name? Alan.
I'm Robin Williams from Jumanji now.
Yeah, when he comes back through the portal. Yeah. So add to your character sheet that this was something that happened. You touched a dead alien, a dead psionic alien, and you got fucked up, and you were on Oceanic Jungle World. It's a heavily vegetated oceanic world, so it's primarily oceans, and there's just like seaweed and shit everywhere, and there's like coral and shit everywhere, and lots of strange alien underwater fish. In that vision, there is I lied. There was like no structures and stuff like homes or buildings and stuff like that. But when you went into the water and you're like, maybe you were on an island or something like that where you were breathing air and stuff. But when you went underwater to try and like hunt for fish and stuff like that with some handcrafted bow and arrowy sort of spearfishing rig, off the reef and down into towards the depths off, was a large polygonic structure that was sunk, and you just knew it was too far out of you just didn't have the air capacity to get down there.
No matter how far, no matter how much I tried to swim towards it, I just never seemed to gain any distance on it.
Every time it was just too far. Like you try and try again, and you just couldn't increase the air capacity enough to get to reach it, and it was always murky, hidden by stuff. But it was
no matter what I tried, I even built a boat to try and row my way out to it and then dive, but it was still the same distance away, kind of thing.
It's kind of like that in that dream state where you can't really perceive depth that well, and when you look at it again, it always looks away. Wasn't it? I don't know, closer, or is it further away? It's that sort of dream state stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So that happened.
Just a quick question.
Improv. Shit, man.
When you removed Tentacle's helmet, did any water come out or fluid of any kind?
Do you remember it made a noise?
A sound. I sneezed.
Yeah. It made a really weird noise.
Yeah.
Like a weird sludgy, slurpy noise.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if these people are from a water world, just meta-talking.
Did we kill her?
Did we accidentally kill her?
This episode is going extremely well.
We suffocated her.
Potentially. I'm yet to determine that.
But if she couldn't increase her lung capacity, we don't know.
You guys know none of this. This whole meta has come out of a vision that Ellis just experienced in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I said this is meta. This is meta talk. This is
meta talk. It's...
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna cap.
Let's get back to it.
I'm gonna cap it there. So as you got flung across, you were holding onto her. You went and touched her arm, and as you flung across, your muscles tensed, and you actually grabbed her wrist and stuff, and it kind of flew in a limp fashion and crossed her bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice says, "Thank you. Identification recognized. Prepare for docking." And so obviously Arik tells Guy, and there's a sort of twitching.
No one cares about Ellis.
Well, it all would have happened really fucking quick. Like
This
that,
is
boom,
clearly
that,
more
bam,
important.
And then the voice happens all at once.
Guy, go control the fucking ship.
I really want to help Ellis out, but
I'll get Ellis. Go to the ship controls.
I'm gonna prepare for docking with Squid Ship. So jump into the jet.
Cool.
Let's do this.
Yep. And almost somewhere between like you sort of spin around and you've got your door and stuff, but you don't have a docking arm or anything like that. But kind of out of nowhere, it seems almost like what's the word? Paradoxically queer how this door arm, this docking arm comes out of the side of this polygonic ship, like it's manifesting it from nothing, kind of thing. It's cool tech, and it sorry, I just got caught up with chat there. Yeah, so anything that the bracelet said Arik was repeating, we just took it as a given. So eventually the docking arm connects with the vigilante. While that is happening, Arik, what are you doing? Because that's going to take 5 minutes or something.
Well, freaking the fuck out for a minute after just that avalanche of events. Alice being thrown across, me hearing a voice saying prepare for docking, and guy running away like a squealing little girl.
Now let's just hope the aliens use the same word for docking that we do. If you know what I mean. Hey now.
Well, you said you were presenting the ships, so... after that, I guess I would be trying to communicate with Kiara again to see if she responds at all to what just happened.
Yeah, I'm fine, mate.
Yeah, is Alice alive?
He's alive, but he's just struggling.
We can tell he's alive. He's come back from worse.
But I'm like knocked out. I imagine I'm unconscious. Is that right?
I assume so. In which case, there's not much I can do anyway, apart from maybe put you in a slightly more comfortable position.
Does anyone have medical skills?
Nope.
Okay, so Kiara gets up. Kiara gets up after seeing what's happened and goes straight to Alice before Arik says anything.
Okay.
And she turns to you, Arik, and says, "He needs assistance quickly. I can't give him what he needs. He needs his medication or something. He needs medication. He needs help."
Guy, do you know anything about medication for Alice? Would this, because Alice takes meds, doesn't he?
Guy, you would probably know. Like, you visited the shop, and I'm taking them at regular intervals. So, yeah.
Yeah, he needs his things for his brain. Otherwise, he gets overloaded.
Where are they?
Does
he keep him on him?
Yeah, there's probably some in like my pocket.
Shut up.
I'm not metaing this though. It's just like.
Well.
All right. Let's get Guy and Arik to roll luck saves.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
Bod checking saves. Oh, fucking A.
Where's my luck save gone?
So Guy can't remember where it was, where he keeps them.
It'd be near the top of the sheet. Oh, you guys are fucking hopeless.
You rolled a 1! You got yourself into this mess.
Yeah, but that was an awesome one.
Elliot, roll a luck save, but I'm going to give you a +1 on the result.
Okay. Well, I can't plus it on the save, so.
No. We'll just retcon it.
Oh my.
Chat, just fondle his pockets.
Yeah.
For anyone not seeing this, he rolled a 1.
This is the most fun. This is the most fun way to play a role-playing game. Just spend half of it knocked out against a wall, rolling crit fails.
That's the cost the cross you bear when you become a psionic, buddy.
This is like the 3rd time you've done this too.
And in the game timeline, this is the 2nd time I've been incapacitated in like an hour.
Yep.
What was the first one in an hour in game time?
I tried to interact with like a terminal or something, and some other crazy psychic shit happened.
Yeah. This was when I was slightly high and I was just giggling down by his side.
Yeah.
Ah, that's probably 2 hours. Okay.
Still, it's a lot of like brain fucking.
Once per hour to be unconscious is not a good sign.
All right. So look. Eventually, Guy can't remember where Ellis keeps his meds. Arik doesn't know anything about it. Kiara and Arik start turning. That there are meds somewhere here. So you guys start turning the room inside out, like pulling pillows off things, looking under sheets, opening cupboards, and like pulling shit off shelves, making a fucking mess of stuff. Eventually, Kiara finds a box or a pill tube thingy box thing.
His dispenser.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
A anti-MES Pez dispenser, and it's a little Donald Duck.
I knew Ellis was a Donald fan.
It's a little Starlick praying mantis head. Just for anyone in chat, Starlick was one of our original Stars Without Number campaigns NPCs who everyone.
He will be in this campaign, confirmed.
I don't know about that.
He
Anyway.
is though. The character is here because there's the
Starlick University.
the University of Starlick, isn't in there?
There's a reference. There's homage to him. There's not necessarily the character. Anyway, so she finds the meds and she like sort of like shakes it in front of your face, like, is this them? Is this them?
Well, Guy.
Probably to you, Guy.
Yeah. Is it them?
Just
Roll
shove
for
him in his mouth and see what happens.
So she's like, fine, and she shoves some in his mouth, or shoves one in his mouth, and it's hard. You got to like hold his head up and like pull his tongue out and put the pill down and like sort of massage his throat a bit, all this weird shit. But she's doing all of that, and she thinks you've swallowed it. She's got Ellis to swallow it. So that's all happening in the same time as the docking armor thing's happening, and the dock seals, and the bracelet says, what's the word? Hang on. So okay, no, I can't remember the word, so I'm going to change what I was going to say. So the no, that's all right. It's late, right? So my thesaurus brain isn't quite working properly. So, I mean, I got a really shitty thesaurus for Christmas one year. It's terrible, but it's also terrible.
Oh my god.
It's a good one. Anyway, so the bracelet says ready for she goes, ready for instruction.
Ready for instruction. Guy, she said ready for instruction. What do we do? You're the pilot here.
Instructor.
So the vigilante door is closed. You haven't opened it. The docking arm has connected.
Okay. I guess I'll open the door then.
Come hither.
Cool. And
Poor
you
Alice, you
hear
missed the door opening.
Yeah. And so where are you all now?
I guess I'll be coming out of the cockpit.
I would still be in the bunk-ish area next... Yeah, bunk-ish area. Probably closer to Alice.
I'm slumped against a wall, man.
Ellis is starting to come to with a killer headache, and you're extremely disoriented, right? You're gonna have some minus mods on anything you try and attempt.
I probably just see like really bright lights, and I can't really see much of anything else right now.
Yeah.
LSA with all the trips you've been having lately, more like LSD. Am I right?
Jesus.
That's. I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
That's a fair pun.
So, are you like running to this opening door, Guy? Like, what's happening? Like, how's he feeling? What's happening?
I'm rushed but cautious because I don't know what kind of awesome tentacles I'm going to see on the other side.
Awesome.
Right? Yeah, I want to see.
So you go running past the bunk room, and you know the clank, clank, clank of your sort of maglock boots and stuff. You know, sort of echo through the hall as you know, Arik, you would hear that. Kiara would hear that. You'd both look up and see Guy sort of like nervously jogging.
I'm
Like a
picturing
puppy
I'm picturing Chief Wiggum when he's running towards the house with the beer and pretzels coming out of the with the beer spewing out of the chimney. That's how I'm imagining him running.
No,
Okay.
it's probably a little more like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. Okay. So you get to the door. Arik, you're staying bedside with Ellis while he comes to. Yeah. The door opens, and there is a metallic door, like straight. You know, like there's the doors are like this. Your door opens. There's still a docking arm door there, and like a little laser like shines out from the top of the door and goes, and then a little red light goes, beep beep beep. Nothing happens.
You're not allowed on, bro.
An alien door that needs help opening, and Ellis is unconscious in the corner.
What
Oh,
a cruel fate. Hold on. Was anyone? Did
look
it
at Queen's face. He's so shirty with me. What was your question?
Did the door scan anyone? Was
Scan
anyone in
you.
the way?
I thought
Scan
it
me.
scanned
No
you.
one else.
No one else is there, man. It's just you.
Human lady.
Kiara.
Get her over here.
Okay.
The door wants to scan her. I probably shouldn't let it scan the dead alien.
Probably not. But if all else fails, okay, I would, just suggest to Kiara, can she stand in front of the door? Would she be willing to do so?
Kiara like shrugs, and she steps forward. And red light. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
It's got to scan the dead alien
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah. This is so undignified.
So by now, Ellis, they're sort of standing by the door, talking about what are they going to do and all this stuff. You're left in the bunk room with this dead alien, and I'm going to allow you to get to your feet, and you feel like you've been gone for months. Right?
I was gonna say, can Ellis just have like a freak out moment where he realized, because his vision became his reality for like whatever amount of months. So now he's in this cold metal box, and he's like he feels the walls, and he's looking around, and he sees Arik and Guy for the first time in months, and he just has like a freak out. Like he's really wigging out just for a second, like not realizing where he is right now.
LSD.
Yeah.
Big time. Like crawling up the walls, and there's this dead alien he saw months ago. Like it's like his whole life just got rewound. It's
As
really
you
weird.
look over to her, you remember how it happened.
Yeah, so it just all comes flooding back. Yeah. So getting to my feet, did I see the scanning happen at the doors with Guy and Arik, or did I wake up after that?
You've woken up as they're doing that. You walk
Okay.
around the corridor, and you head towards them.
Look.
And Guy's been scanned. You know, like they might tell you, you know, there's this door, and there's like everyone's sort of like scratching their face.
Guy goes into like patronizing, like protective mode, and he's like, "Hey, Alice, hey buddy, how you feeling? Do you wanna come get scanned, buddy?"
And he just silently nods.
And the laser goes, and the light goes red, red, green,
All right, get the alien.
and the door opens.
Oh wait,
Red, green, man.
It works.
So does the door know that it's Alice? and he's just got a thing for doors. The door appreciates this.
Ellis goes, I knew it. So yeah, I guess, just stands there in silent appreciation just for a couple of seconds. Just looking at the archway.
Alice is alien now.
I just start stumbling down the hallway, in my semi-lucid state.
So you're walking down the docking arm.
Like stumbling fairly slowly, but yeah, just like take a few steps down. It's working.
Take every move. Man.
Stop.
Couldn't help myself. Every step you take, emanating out from like where your foot presses into the floor, is like it's almost like bioluminescent purple, glittery waves come out from that.
There is nothing I didn't love about that sentence.
That's cool.
And as you walk down the corridor, like those little ripples and waves of sort of purple glittery bioluminescence sort of trickles away up the walls, and as it gets to the top of the walls, like it sort of accumulates, and so there's a purple, like a calm purple glow.
Yeah.
And so every time you take a step,
it's like gathering around me, adding a halo of
It's not a halo around you, it stays there once you walk past it.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's really cool.
And so is anyone else following him down this?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. As you step down the path after he's taken a few steps and you're all like gobsmacked at what you're seeing, Guy, your foot doesn't do this.
So Guy's actually like stamping down a little bit harder. And he gets, like once he catches up to Alice, he's like almost jumping on the spot. He's like,
Damn, dog. That's cute. You're cute. Yeah, so nothing happens when you're doing that. As you guys walk into the ship, Arik and Kiara, I'm assuming you guys are going to follow as well.
I would have followed if Kiara did. I wouldn't have left her alone on the ship.
Yeah, Kiara. So Kiara definitely followed.
Okay.
And she's like, as she's walking, she's like sort of touching the wall, kind of like lightly, like, just no, what's the word? Not
fondly.
The word.
Like as if she
Not
remembers it.
Fondly,
or...
but she's. Yeah, it's kind of like, like she remembers it. That's right. It's kind of like a, and just. Yeah.
Reminiscing?
Anyway. Sorry? Reminiscing. Yes, she's thinking about it as she kind of like lightly sort of like, where's my camera? Lightly sort of, sort of just touching it as she walks, and just sort of looking around, admiring the purple sort of almost organically throbbing glow from the roof now. There's one. And right, so you make your way into like the other end of the docking arm, and you're now on the ship proper.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear an alien slurpy gurgle voice that says, Arik, you hear it say, "Welcome."
Best thing I've heard all day.
Do you again translate it?
Everything I hear, I translate.
Yeah. Let's just assume.
Okay.
The ship said, "Welcome, everyone."
Hello. No.
Hello.
Hello.
TBH, I feel like Ellis kind of needs the helmet at this point.
We could get Alien Lady's helmet.
Let's not retcon stuff. Let's keep playing.
You've already gone down the hallway.
So as you step into the ship and you like kind of, you're faced with a left or right sort of decision. You're not really oriented with which is the fore and aft and all of that sort of thing. So
yeah,
hey, I used the right words. And so you pick a direction and you start walking in it.
Yeah,
It's kind of
just
arbitrary.
completely arbitrarily.
Yeah. As you walk through, you notice that it's very clean. It's very kind of dull but shiny. It's almost got this sort of. It looks like it's a big velvet cushion, but you know that it's like metallic and stuff.
I'm almost picturing like a gunmetal that is super reflective but so dark it's almost like you're looking into a black hole.
Yeah,
So
that sounds great. I like
where
that.
where there's light shining, you can see the odd curves, but otherwise it looks like you could put your hand through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The polygonic shapes of the interior are still kind of prevalent though, right? It's not as bumpy and sort of like curvy as the exterior of the ship that Guy would know, but internally there's this mathematical formula. There's some sort of
Alice, come back! Hurry up! Alice, come back!
Any kind of group of gamers could see
that they were wrong.
there was something shitty about all your rolls.
Okay. Did I
He's back.
drop out?
Yes, you
Yeah,
did,
you
but you're back.
That was weird.
It's okay.
It's all right. We
It
sang.
happens.
Roll 20 died for me.
So, the
So-
polygonic. What did you get? You got the polygonic shapes of the interior and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So there's this sort of like it's like a plating, right, sort of thing, and it's very subtle, and it's not like it's almost like almost an emboss, not an emboss, like a bas relief, sort of like it's so subtle and hello
Space
Space
Cat.
Cat.
I'm trying to catch her. All right, never mind.
And Ellis, you are tripping balls because the shapes that you're seeing in the walls
Look like the shape from the ocean. Yeah. Yeah. And so Ellis probably just freezes on the spot, taking it in, and so partially because he's freaking out, and partially he's waiting for Arik to catch up because he wants the translator to be next door in case there's any fast talking that has to happen. So I kind of gesture Arik to come close to me as they make their way up the docking clamp to join me.
So you're kind of wandering around aimlessly. Arik is sort of now caught up to you by your side. Guy, you're sort of following at the back of the pack, watching Kiara sort of wait, hang on a sec. Yeah, Kiara has now overtaken sort of just sort of gone off on her own almost a little bit. She's not sticking with the three of you. Ellis looks really strange and weirded out and sort of freaking out sort of thing. And then you hear her call out, oh wait, no, she doesn't talk like that. What does she say? She's got that other language.
Yeah.
You said you described it as Dothraki.
Okay, I did. All right.
Yeah.
How does Dothraki go again? It's kind of like Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit Middle Eastern,
Flemmy,
Greek.
Arabic type thing.
Yeah, so she calls out urgently, and Arik, she says, in here.
Okay. Quick, run. I start running.
Okay, we follow.
You guys get in there, and she's found the, I guess, the control room of the ship, and it has the same purple sort of phosphorescent, bioluminescent glow around the cornices of the room. And there's there's 4 seats in this room. There's a main sort of viewport, quite large, and there's nobody in the room at all.
Ellis calls hello to the empty room, and if then nothing happens, I gesture to Arik to try the same through the helmet.
You call out hello, and the ship responds. Ship responds with, and Arik hears, "Do you wish to initiate?"
Initiate what?
No response.
Ellis, you try.
Oh shit. Ellis mutters under his breath. It has been given to me. Yes.
You guys. The engine, the room fires up, and basically things start turning on, and things. The systems are initializing, and end scene.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh lordy!
So we'll call that the end of the episode.
So let me get this straight. There were no aliens aboard this thing. It's like autopiloting, and now Ellis is the captain.
Guys pissed.
No, my mind is. I mean, look, I'm a little concerned. Like,
I don't know if Ellis is the captain. Ellis is the one who can talk to the ship.
okay, that's fine. So maybe he is like Sigourney Weaver who repeats the computer. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, does this thing even need to be piloted? This high-tech stuff is kind of cutting my lunch here.
I would assume
There are
it could
4
do.
seats in the control room.
Yeah, I would assume it can do like basic stuff on an autopilot type thing, but for less basic stuff, it would need a captain slash
Yeah,
pilot.
let's hope I don't have to grow tentacles.
Sounds like Alice will have to do that if anyone does.
I'm okay with it. I caught a space cat, everyone.
Yeah, she
Yay,
looks
hi,
really
Space Cat.
impressed too.
Look, it may or may not have been against her will.
Let's quickly summarize the episode and get some post game feelings before. I know it's 11:30 p.m. EST. It's late. I got to go to bed too. But
After
tonight,
Rocket League.
yeah,
No, I'm actually dying.
yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm sorry. We had to get to this point. I tried to make it happen as fast as possible. To be completely honest with everyone here, including chat, I had not prepped any of this. This has all been improv.
Yeah, well, you said you wanted to get us to Ether Prime, and we were on a damn ship further away from it.
Only a couple of clicks. But look, it's basically I gave you that choice, right?
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
here or there, and you're going to live with those consequences. And so
I don't
that
like
as
this
a
consequence talk.
as a GM, I think that's what I really like doing is giving you guys a momentous option, and then sort of letting you figure out where you want to go, and then being ready to sort of accept that and know that now shit on Ether Prime is getting interesting. And I've got a story for what's happening there, so I'm already ready for that. This is just now adding more time to before you guys get back there, and you know, there's I don't want to go into any other meta stuff, but
Look,
I'm
we're gonna make
excited.
one hell of an entrance when we do return.
I'm excited that you guys have a new ship.
Holy shit! I didn't actually expect to get a new ship.
At least not so
That's
early.
fair. Yeah, I thought we were gonna like upgrade this shit out of the Vigilante or something. But that's cool.
I've left this, but I mean, I wonder if anyone. Sideshow Paradox is apparently exceptionally well at reading between the lines and metagaming here because he or she has called out the some of the things and I knew it, told you so. Had a few of those moments. So 10 points to you, but you probably haven't gone back and seen all of the earlier episodes where I've drip fed some. Hey, we got a new
Great stuff,
new visitor.
Zonza.
Zonz has joined and said,
Hi.
"Yeah, you like the last 5-10 minutes of it." Well, that's probably the best 5-10
Yeah.
minutes.
And you can catch the whole episode on YouTube. It'll be there soon. So
That's cool. We're
West Coast,
US EST time. So yeah, we're Australian East Coast. So check us
Awesome.
out on YouTube. We've
Sounds
got the whole
great,
thing on
Zonza.
YouTube. But we also have once this episode finishes, you'll be able to watch it straight back on Twitch anyway. So look,
Right.
coming back a step to what I was just gonna get to, there was something else. What was I gonna say? Ship and the thing. What we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Ship.
we got a new
Bring
ship.
between the lines.
Reading
Reading
between the lines.
right. So one of the things I was going to say was there is some, like, you could go away and knowing what has happened just now with this new ship and what had happened with the death of this alien, and if you went back and a couple of episodes ago and looked at some of the side story flashes that I did,
Yeah.
you might be able to piece together, like, extrapolate some things that might happen in the next couple of sessions. But if so have a look if you want to check that stuff out. Go back and rewatch some of those earlier episodes from the season, from this season. So I want to call this the end of season 1 now, and then season 2 kicks off in a fortnight's time. Like, we're still going to be fortnutly, but I think in terms
I'm hearing
of
the musical cue even. As it, it's like a Mass Effect style. That synthy sort of. Oh, it's ramping up, and then the strings. Boom.
And
Black
when the credits are rolling, it's that purple bioluminescent stuff and like swirls and puffs going behind as the credits are rolling.
Oh, baby.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed that detail. Zonza has asked, what's the difference between Nova and Nova Terra? Nova is our first crack at Stars Without Number, with a slightly different player group.
I wasn't here.
Stevens wasn't here. What we ended up doing there was finding the... I was finding it hard to maintain this sandbox environment, and basically it was kind of this drain on me. It ended up hurting me. We got through a bunch of episodes before I sort of said, like, I'm going to pull the pin. So we were like, let's reboot Stars Without Number, and I kind of, it was like almost like a year later, I think, and I decided to like really squash the scope of what the players could do. And so Nova Terra isn't it, yes, it is sandboxy in the sense that you can go anywhere and do anything, and there are consequences to your actions, and I haven't got like a complete, it's not like a prepared campaign or anything like that, but it is definitely way more limited in scope. It is one system called Ether, the Ether system. It's one colony of humanity that isn't connected to any other humanity colonies and stuff like that. So basically it's like, let's start small and see what happens next. And so it's been, I think this is the 8th or 9th episode, and they've finally the crew have unlocked that ship, which hopefully will be able to take them into other sectors, other hexes on the map, which is cool. Lots of cool things are about to happen. This is sort of end of season 1. Everyone in the crew is now going to level up as well. Instant level. I know that you guys were a few steps away from that, but I'm gonna like a few sessions away from that, so I'm gonna give you guys an insta level. But yeah, look, Nova Terra is my way of having another crack at Stars Without Number with more control and much more focused possibilities. So there is a story and there is a setting that I've invented, and I these guys have been enjoying it so far. So Nova itself was just a feel for the game, and Nova Terra is the official first season. That's the question from Zonza. I guess, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Nova itself was our playtest, if anything, and Nova Terra is our setting where we're like, I've got the hang of it. Nova was literally the first game I ever GM'd. This is the second game I've ever GM'd.
And it was also a little bit wonky because I came in on like, I think session 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
You lost someone else, a real person.
Yeah.
Then I came into it, and it was.
And look, to be completely honest, like Rick and Kluger here, so Guy and Ellis are experienced streamers, so they've got some streaming channels where they're doing some stuff on video game and stuff. You're experienced in the fact that you've been doing it for a long time, right?
YouTubing, yeah.
Sorry, YouTubing. My bad, not streaming. Because we're in Australia and you can't fucking stream unless you've got Steven's internet connection. But the point I'm trying to make there is that Nova, like original, was our literally all of our first crack at this, and since then we've loved it. And Terra has, Nova Terra has been our let's do this again, let's do this properly, and it's been awesome. Another question here with are we friends in real life or online? Have we ever played before or maybe watched Swan Song? So Swan Song is definitely what got me interested in role playing. I wanted to GM something. I wasn't sure what I wanted to GM. I found Swan Song. I liked Stars Without Number. I liked obviously the Adam Koebel's a god amongst men. I passed that link on to Kluger, who's a friend of mine. I was working with him and James, the other guy from Nova, who is not playing with us anymore, and got those guys excited and inspired, and we kicked that off, and then and so it wasn't quite what Swan Song was, and I was a bit confused and burnt out by that. I was like, why is Swan Song awesome and this is not as awesome as that? I went away for a while and tried to figure out what it was, and couldn't really resolve it. And that's where I was like, you know what? I like the idea of a colony in space that's trying to figure itself out and trying to like explore and stuff. I like games like Stellaris and Civs and things like that, where you've got that 4X thing. So I kind of wanted to sort of mash this idea of, a remote colony with this sort of exploration stuff, and just throw these characters in it and see what happens. And that's kind of where we're at. It's a lot more fun for me to be prepping for a game that I get excited about than a game that is purely sandbox. Oh, there's another one. That's 8. So it's
like you missed a few.
Yeah, maybe. So it's more exciting for me to, and we moved it away from a weekly cycle to a fortnightly cycle as well, to give me a bit of extra time. I've got family and work life and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, we're here and we're having fun. Tonight's session was inspired by 4 episodes of The Expanse that I watched in the last fortnight. I've also picked up, like I was mentioning, Kevin J. Anderson's Seven Sons saga. So I've been immersed in a lot of sci-fi in the last fortnight, which I think really came through tonight. Have you guys discovered an actual star map, or still off in space on a colony? So we're still in the first system. This is season 1. That we've just ended, basically, with them unlocking the ability to get anywhere else in this sector. So so that's cool. There are a few loose threads that we haven't tied up yet, but I think we'll tackle that in Discord over the next fortnight and some of our session prep work. Things like the data set that Ellis got on the Vigilante. I think we need to sort of look into that a little bit more as well. But yeah, thanks for the questions, Zonza. That's awesome. We're streaming weekly at roughly, we're ending a little bit earlier than this, usually most weeks. On the off week, Kluger actually GMs a Grim Dawn game. Grim Dawn being a video game. We're using the Savage World system for that. I'm a player, Kluger's the GM there. Guy and Rick and Steve rather are also playing in that, so you can come along and check that out too if you want, or catch up on YouTube. Yeah, thanks for the questions. Awesome. We're all exhausted and tired. I think we should probably wrap it up. Had heaps of fun tonight. 10 out of 10. Would GM again.
Yeah, that was real good. It very much felt it felt expansy in the sense of how Expanse handles mystery in a sci-fi setting, like straight up in space, incredibly well.
Yeah. And so you liked how I brought some of that across?
Yeah, that was real cool.
Cool.
I actually feel like it was like that even before you saw The Expanse. So I'm not at all surprised that you're really loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you're saying that I was already kind of doing some of that stuff and then just being inspired recently. It's sort of, I felt like I could just keep going tonight, and we did, right? Usually at about 11 o'clock, I'm like, time.
Oh, I got ants crawling behind my eyeballs. Let's do this.
Cool. That's
all right. So,
thanks everyone. Thanks players. Thanks chat. Thanks.
Come back next week. All applicable links down below. If you want to talk to us on Twitter, Discord, comment on YouTube.
Yep.
And come back next week for Grim Dawn Roleplay. It's going to be sick.
Rock on. Good. Thank you, Cena. Good night.
So thanks for
Bye-bye.
tuning in, everyone. We'll see you all next time, hopefully.
Science fiction.